8 minutes opposed to the first of 10 dashes here on a Monday night at Grand River Raceway. Of course, eliminations for our signature races of the year, Battle of Waterloo and Battle of the Bells. We'll take up for those dashes tonight, and two of them for the Battle of the Bells will reside in the early pick five. Starting off in race number one, guaranteed pool, $5,000, low takeout, 15%. And as always, Gary and I have mapped out, and Conley have mapped out some suggested tickets of what we like in that sequence. And there's my ticket right there, affordable one, $7.20, a couple of singles in the sequence as well. And starting off with a 1, 5, and 7 here in the opening leg, and I kind of think that it's a little more wide open than it might look on paper. Archimedes so good last time, but he's prone to making breaks. He's got the pole position, not the best spot for a horse that is not so sure-footed, but thought he was fantastic in victory last time in the class below this. Prince Archie, he now kind of drops down a notch on the class ladder. I thought he raced well to be third. And I think you have to have the 7, the Lion King Oz, because you pick up James McDonald, and this is a horse that certainly fits with this group. So 3 deep to kick it off. Just the 2, Millie May Hanover, in the first of 2 eliminations for the Battle of the Bells. She's been second in each of her 2 OSS Gold events. She draws inside. She's an early speed threat, and I just think she's going to be able to handle this group. And I love her chances in race number 2. She's my single in both of the early multi-leg wagers. Race number 3. 2-year-old fillies in the pace. We've got some horses that are returning after racing here a couple of weeks ago. And I'm going 1, 3, 6, and 7. I'm actually going to be using 3 horses that faced each other last time out, as well as the 6 Amazing Wish, who was a lights out winner in her qualifier over the surface. But I do like the chance of the 1 Wicked Words. Thought that one had a lot of pace in the end of her mile last time, as well as the 7 Twinbee Flame. I think maybe if that one didn't put in steps on the final turn, may have been a winner in her leg, and she's the sister to Wheels on Fire. So 1, 3, 6, and 7 for me in race number 3, but a tricky dash, maiden event for 2-year-old pacing fillies. And then we go to race number 4. It's the second of the 2 eliminations for the Battle of the Bells. 2, 4, and 9. And you know what? I'm kind of just taking the easy way out in there, using all 3 of them. Those are the 3 that really stand out on paper. And I think that they're the 3 that are going to take all the support at the windows. So typically I'd like to narrow it down and only go with 1 or at most 2 of them, but we're going to use all 3, the 2 Wicked Pace, the 4 Wicked and Single, and the 9 Perfectly Chic in race number 4. Then race number 5, singled up on the 6 Insanity. Just think it's a great spot for him. He's a spot play for me tonight. I thought he raced well in defeat last time to Chulo. Doesn't have to face that one this time around. He's got that early foot off the gate. I think he might just try to go to the lead and maintain that position throughout this time around. So singled up for me in the money leg is the 6 Insanity, $7.20. We'll see what Gary Guy has in store for us tonight.
Well, I actually spent a little bit more than you, and in the first race, I actually went 1 less to start off. I have both of your top 2, but I didn't use the Lion King, even though James McDonald is added. I have just the Archimedes and Prince Archie. In fact, we both have Prince Archie on top, despite that great effort of Archimedes last time out. In the second race, I have Millie May Hanover, along with Darlene's Angel. I think Darlene's Angel, an improving one, inside post, could be in a good spot on the inside. We'll see if that pans out, but I think Darlene's Angel is one I want to at least have on there. In race number 3, I only have Amazing Wish and Bright on Wait and See. Well, you use 4 in there. I used 2 of your 4, but I didn't use Wicked Words, your top pick, so we'll see how that turns out, and that is James McDonald. So I could be wrong. In race number 4, I used your top 2. I have the 4 and 2 Wicked and Single and Wicked Pace. They stand out to me in there. Yes, Perfectly Chic, but you got to limit it somewhere. And in race number 5, I'm using 3 of them, even though Insanity is your top and only 1. I've got. I also think the Great Reset. I used that one on top. Then Delgado, and then Insanity. I always list mine in the order that I'm actually taking this, so that you can see, in case you want to shave one down or whatever, you can see what my order is. But Robert, $9.60, my favorite amount.
Yeah, it's your favorite amount. You always kind of spend that number, slightly more than myself tonight in the spending on your ticket and the Great Reset and the money leg. I love the horse. Nice chestnut trotter for Lauren House. Trailing post for me. I just couldn't get there because he is so good when he gets to be unleashed off the wings. Can't do that from there. Wasn't sure what to do with him, so I left him off my ticket tonight. But yeah, we'll be watching that one closely. Let's go look at Conley's ticket. How many combinations was that for Gary and I? I think eight. Yeah, eight combos for Gary and I. Both be winners tonight. There's Conley's ticket. Spending more than both of us. He's breaking the bank on a Monday this time. $19.20. 1-5 here, so he's in the same neighborhood as Gary and I in the opening dash. 1, 2, 4, and 6. So he's actually going beyond Darlene's Angel and Millie May Hanover. He's using saddlebags and Manhattan Mayhem. Manhattan Mayhem might be a price player in race number 2, actually. I love the way that one's kind of come along for Sean Stacy. 1-6 in race number 3. So he's in the, using the same horses kind of that we have in our tickets there. 2 and 9 in race 4. So he's elected to leave off Wicked and Single. Which I couldn't do because I think that she's got a big chance to rebound her way back to victory tonight. He's using Wicked Pace and Perfectly Chic, and then he's not even using Insanity in race number 5. He's using the 1 Chapter 12, and then the 8 and the 9 Delcrest, Brent, and the Great Reset. So there's zero chance that Conley and I can both cash your tickets, but hopefully one of us does, and hopefully you do well with your wagers on this early pick 5 sequence starting right here in race number 1. Guaranteed pool $5,000, low takeout 15%. Gary and I will be back in just a few moments to take a closer look at the opening dash on the card.
Field for race number 1 is on parade. 1 is Archimedes, Mike Whalen for Kelly Shepard. Number 2 is Holly Road, Travis Henry for Cassidy Schneider and Fred Freer. Number 3 is Talismano, Jason Ride for Mark Goddard and Howard Kaufman and Bryn Mawr, Joshua Kaufman. Number 4 is Zip Me Up, Louis Waugh for Mark Goddard and Howard Kaufman and Bryn Mawr and Joshua Kaufman. And number 5 is Prince Archie, Steve Hudon for Laura Toscani and Gino Toscani. Number 6, Roland, Sylvan Filyoff, Roy Jeffries, and Deborah Jeffries. Number 7, The Lion King, James Madonna for Boyd Wilson and On the Go Stable. And 8 is Downstairs Party, Garrett Rooney for Cassidy Schneider. And the owner is Colonel Schneider Jr. Field of 8, race number 1, first of 10 dashes on this marvelous Monday night at the River. And let's get a look at this field. Rob will start right away with our top pick, Prince Archie. Even though Archimedes is the even money favorite, we both think that Prince Archie might be the better play.
Yeah, I think that he is the better play, especially at current odds right now, Gary. I don't know if they hold up like that come post time, but you've got Prince Archie, who last time took on the class above this, and I thought it was a respectable effort. I mean, Chulo was the winner, Insanity was second. I like Insanity later on in the card, back in that top condition class, and this one was actually kind of making up ground on both those in the late stages. Wasn't going to make it close or ever get near them really. For the victory, but I thought raced really well to be third, and that was the first time he had to kind of second time he had to face those kind of types, right? Because before that he was taking on at the River anyways, taking on the non-winners of lifetime ranks. Preferred start 2 back 5th, and then a third top condition class. I think getting down another notch in the class ladder is just what he needs to get back to the winner's circle, and he's not too far away from that either. He's 7 for 21 this year, so love his chances in here. And Archimedes, we've seen him be prone to breaks, so I mean, it's hard for me to get there at 4 to 5 on him stepping up in class.
Well, and let's talk about Archimedes because, yeah, on the one hand, you see all those breaks, but boy, last time out, he looked good. He parked every step of the way and still made it look easy.
He looks good at the end of his score down here, too, for Mike Whale. And yeah, you're right. He parked every step of the way from post 7. And like you said, I mean, it was never in doubt. Like when he kind of stayed flat-minded his manners, he was gonzo in the stretch at 3 to 1. Now you got to swallow even money. I mean, maybe we go up a notch or two from that compost time, but now moving up a class and from that pole position, I know he stayed flat there in Mohawk Park 3 starts ago from that spot, but maybe a bit tougher here. We love that starting spot, generally speaking, but for horses prone to breaks, then maybe not so much for me anyways. So I think you have to have him on the ticket. I think he's a win candidate. I mean, if he goes out there and minds his manners and gets the right kind of trip, I think he can win, but not for me at even money.
The Lion King is one that we saw win here June the 17th, and one that has some gate speed. Did not fare well at Mohawk last race, and you saw that start. But the Lion King, at least, was really good here.
Yeah, no, he definitely was. And that's the thing that I kind of kept coming back to on him, was that he was an easy winner in the class below this year. And then he went to the class above it and raced really well to be second to Insanity. And then since then he went to Georgian, set an okay trip there against a pretty solid group. And I thought finished a decent 4th. And the last one I'm just going to forgive him for. He's back at Mohawk Park. So I think that he's the type that, he's got early foot off the gate. He might have his gas pedal pressed off the switch tonight. And if he does, he might play a big part of this throughout. Surprised he's 6 to 1, especially, getting reunited with James McDonald, who's driven this horse before with success. Like his chances, good price.
And we talked about Archimedes having some X's on the dance card. Roland comes in off of 2 breaks now. Did qualify. What do you think of the qualifier?
Now, the qualifier was okay. I mean, you get beat by a million lengths to Private Access, Drawn Impression, and those types. So I mean, it's hard to kind of gauge those ones. I do like the consecutive faster quarters. I know you like, that I like that, Gary. And the thing about Roland is I think she's got back class to rely on. The breaks are obviously something that's going to boost her price tonight, but we always have to try to get some prices on the ticket, right? We want to try to get a horse that might be able to spice things up underneath, maybe even blow things up in the pick 5. Now, I didn't use this one on that ticket, but Roland, I mean, winning in here is not an impossible result, and she's 17 to 1.
You remember last week, just as the gate was rolling, I reminded you that Downstairs Party out there in post 8 can be a closer. Managed to close into finishing 3rd from off the pace last time out. We'll see if it's a little deja vu. Archimedes and Holly Road and Talismano on the inside. Zip Me Up and Prince Archie in the center. The outside, Roland, the Lion King, Austin, Downstairs Party. It's a field of 8. The first dash on a marvelous Monday night at Grand River Raceway. They're into the backstretch, gathering speed approaching the start. And the field for race number 1. Is at the start of the rough, and the Lion King comes roaring out, and then also leaving with the Lion King is Prince Archie. Holly Road on the inside, Zip Me Up, and then Talismano. Archimedes is 6th away. Then it is back to Roland. Downstairs Party is trailing the field. The Lion King has got the lead, but Prince Archie wants to come on, and Prince Archie now driving up, and Prince Archie looking to be the king of this field as they race on to the opening quarter. Prince Archie is taken over. The Lion King is racing second. Then it is Holly Road at 40-1, who's third along to the inside. And then racing fourth is Zip Me Up and Talismano. And they roll their way on towards us. Archimedes is back in sixth. The trailing pair, Roland and Downstairs Party. And on they race their way up towards the half. And it is Prince Archie who's leading the way. Prince Archie 6-5 on the board. Into the backstretch after they race past the half. And the Lion King, the opening quarter was 27-2, by the way. Prince Archie, the Lion King, now quickly popping his Talismano, and Zip Me Up on the outside. Holly Road is racing fifth. Archimedes is on the outside sixth, but still about 5 or 6 off the lead. Then Roland, Downstairs Party now is moving 57-4 halftime, 30-2 second panel breather for Prince Archie, looking to fend off Talismano. Prince Archie is 6-5 on the board, and Talismano is second. The Lion King is third to the inside. Zip Me Up is situated second over Downstairs Party, one off stride. Holly Road is fifth, and now Archimedes is rolling 3 wide, but still with work to do, but is coming a bit. And then it is back to Roland. Off stride goes Archimedes, and Prince Archie's got the front. It is Prince Archie. Talismano, Zip Me Up on the outside, on down the stretch right for Prince Archie. On the inside, the Lion King, Prince Archie, the Lion King, Zip Me Up, and Talismano, but Prince Archie was the king of the first and takes it, and then it looked like it was Talismano and Zip Me Up and the Lion King, but Prince Archie 155-4. Well, we didn't get the 3-1 that we were talking about. Did fall to 6-5 on the board as the favorite, but still we get the win, Rob.
Yeah, and I thought he deserved to be the favorite in there, so no surprise the odds did shift come post time, Gary. But you know what? No delay, right, in going to the front this time around. Steve Houdon kept him on the outside, kept driving to the lead. Once the Lion King touched down on the engine, he came right away and took over the control of the race, and really at that point it was lights out, right? Because Prince Archie just, again, he had a bit of a class edge over these, and I honestly thought that he was the best horse in the race. And Archimedes, he was winding up, making a move, but made that break in stride. I don't think he was ever getting to Prince Archie anyways, but he might have got a big piece of it.
And then it looks like Zip Me Up and Talismano were right there. But I used Talismano on my ticket, and I thought he stepped up to this class last time out off of a win below and actually raced pretty credibly and proved he fit, and then he proved that he fit again.
Yeah, he did. No, he raced well today for first overcharge and stuck around for it. I thought that we might see more from the Lion King. I think ended up finishing fourth, but got a great drive right from James McDonald, who's had success with him before. Came around them early on, secured a 2-hole trip. Just couldn't hold his position, but ends up fourth at 6-1. Talismano third at 15-1, and Zip Me Up. That was one that was really kind of camera shy going into his latest. Got that confidence boost in the class below this, and now he's be able to carry that forward for a second place finish. So might see more from him here at the River. Yeah,
and Louis Waugh certainly was able to put him into play coming down the stretch drive, and now he puts together back-to-back races. So we may have to watch him, because last time out also was credible first up.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, no doubt. And he gutted it out, wins by a neck. And like I said, it's been a long time between drinks for Zip Me Up going into that one. And now we come back with another good effort. So maybe likes the surface here, certainly likes the competition better. Might be able to kind of just keep that momentum moving forward for another performance next time.
And Archimedes makes a break in stride, which is what we were worried about. Prince Archie, though, was smooth, and Prince Archie in victory. Prince Archie back in front of us at 4-year-old Archangel Bay Gelding, owned by Gino Toscani, trained by Laura Toscani, and Steve Houdon, the winning driver. 8th win this year for Prince Archie, 13th lifetime. Mile of 155 and 4, a new mark for Prince Archie. The first race payouts 5 Prince Archie, 470, 290, and 270. 4 Zip Me Up, 690 and 410, and 3 Talismano, 610. $2 Exactor, 1980. Dollar Try, 4035. Dollar Super, 206.70. The first race over a finish from the top is an 8 place 7, 532, 164, 7 place 8. That is once again from the top down 75321 on the bottom. Fans, we draw your attention down trackside, and we have some sad news to pass along. Canadian Horse Racing Hall of Famer Bob Macintosh, Robert Macintosh, passed away yesterday at the age of 71. Bob has been recognized as Canada's top harness trainer 7 times. His stable has won more than 4,600 races and earned more than $106 million in purses. The leading money winner among Canadian trainers and one of only 4 trainers in the history of the sport to top the $100 million mark. Bob won back-to-back Canadian and U.S. Horse of the Year titles with Arts Place, who posted an unbeaten season in 1992, and Staying Together in 93. When You Wish Upon a Star was also named Canada's top standardbred in 1996. He was also the top trainer in the United States twice and was named Canada's Horse Person of the Year 2 times, and also a top trainer in the United States. Macintosh earned multiple wins in the Jugette, Canadian Pacing Derby, and U.S. Pacing Championship. He is the third leading winning Breeder Crown titles as a trainer with 16 victories, including back-to-back winner Art Escape. Bob Macintosh was inducted into the U.S. Harness Racing Hall of Fame in 2003 and the Canadian Horse Racing Hall of Fame in 2010. Fans, we now ask that you please pause for a moment of silence in memory of Robert Macintosh. We thank you. Grand River Raceway and its horsemen and horsewomen would like to extend their deepest sympathies to the family and friends of Bob Macintosh.
That was a fitting tribute to one of the all-time greats in harness racing, Bob Macintosh. My thoughts and prayers and condolences out to his family and friends as well, to all those who loved him and the whole harness racing community, because he was loved by many. Um, and again, one of the all-time greats and a hero of my childhood. Moving on to the early pick four, starting right here in race number 2, is a guaranteed pool $2,500, low takeout 15%, and don't usually stray too far from my pick 5 tickets when I map out these pick fours. They're usually going to be the same numbers, and it's going to be the case right here in this ticket this evening, starting here in race 2. We're live that early pick 5. We'll come back and play the early pick 4 right here. Starting off with the 2 Millie May Hanover, 7-5 on the board right now. No surprise that one is taking a lot of support, and I think we're going to see her get forwardly placed. She's had 2 second place finishes in the gold ranks coming into this, and I think she's the one to beat. So we're going to single up on her right here in the opening leg. 1, 3, 6, and 7 in race number 3, kind of a wide open 2-year-old filly maiden pacing event. But I do like the ones that have a little bit of experience over the surface. So that's why we're going to go with the 1, 3, 6, and 7. 2, 4, and 9 in race number 4, the other elimination for the Battle of the Bells. And again, it kind of took the easy way out in that dash by using the 3 horses that are the logical ones and the ones that are going to take a lot of support on the tote board. So we're going to try to hopefully get down maybe the better price of the 3, but again, I had a hard time separating them, so we just used all of them in that race. And then we're going to finish off with a single of our spot play of the evening, number 6, Insanity, in the money leg race number 5. Just love the fact that he dodges Chulo right back in the same class. He's been no worse than second in his last 3 here at Grand River, racing either at this level or in the preferred. He's in fine form for Ben Hollingsworth, and he's got that tactical speed off the gate that can't be matched, I don't think, if that is the game plan tonight. So going to single up on him in race number 5, $2.40 for a 20-cent ticket is the way that I see the early pick 4. Let's take a look at Conley's ticket. Now, he spent quite a bit in that pick 5 wager. He's more reasonable, $9.60 in this one. He's alive coming into this second leg of the pick 5, but I know he's likely going to fire again on this pick 4 sequence, and he's going to go 1, 2, 4, and 6 here. So he's not as confident in Millie May Hanover as I am. Darley's Angle's a logical one. Saddlebags, absolutely. I think that one's been racing well for Dave Maneri. And the one that actually most intrigued by on his ticket is the 6 Manhattan Mayhem. I think that raced much better than advertised in her first race, and then that win at Coeur Downs last time was a good one. So that one's on his ticket 5-2 right now. They're taking a lot of support. Manhattan Mayhem down from that 10-1 morning line. But 4 deep for Conley here. 1 and 6 in race number 3. We're in agreement there. He's got 2 of the 4 that I'm using. Race 4, he's got 2 of the 3 that I have with Wicked Pace and Perfectly Chic. Again, leaving off Wicked and Single, I couldn't do that because I do think she's a big time player in that dash. And then the 1, 8, and 9 in the Muddy Leg race number 5. The one kind of an interesting one from the pole position, might be able to carry some momentum from a win last time at Georgian Downs. And then the 8 Galcrest Brent and the 9 the Great Reset does not have the horse I'm singling up on and making my spot play, the 6 Insanity. So hopefully one of us will get a winning ticket down in this early pick 4 sequence. $9.60 is the cost of Conley's ticket. Again, the early pick 4 starts right here in race number 2. Low takeout, 15% guaranteed pool, $2,500. Come back just a few moments, take a closer look at the first of 2 eliminations for the Battle of the Bells.
Field for the second on parade. The Battle of the Bells, first elimination. 1, Darlene's Angels, Sylvan Filioff for Vic Putty and Mike Morocco and Lloyd Stone. Number 2 is Millie May Hanover Louis Waugh for Andrew Harrison. The owner is William Pollock and Bruce Ehrman and Andrew Harris. Number 3 is Wicked Cruiser, Jody Jameson for Gabriela Sasso and Jeffrey Korchesny and Mart West Racing and Tony Arts. For his saddlebags, Doug McNair for Dave Maneri, Maneri Racing, and Denise Guerrero and Ryan Moorfield. 5 is Scratched and 6 is Manhattan Mayhem, Bob Glor for Sean Stacy and Nancy Malik and Tony Basile and Andrew Atlas. Number 7, It Had to Be You, James Madonna for Nick Galucci and Miller Farms. And a parade is Famous Fast Words, Travis Henry for Jeff Williams. It is A field of 7 for race number 2. Let's get a look at this field for the Battle of the Bells first elimination. And, well, Rob, number 2, Millie Mae Hanover, is getting all the love. Back-to-back runner-up finishes in golds.
Yeah, and I couldn't go against her here, Gary. Those runner-up finishes were both obviously good efforts, gold events, and you get Louis Philippe Bois aboard this time around. Rock solid connections, and she's the fourth foal out of Mayhem Sealster, and her siblings, Mad Max Hanover, $763,000 in earnings. Milieu Hanover 414, Mollop Hanover 151. So she's the fourth. She's the fifth foal. Mirage Hanover, I forgot about that one as well. So fifth foal out of Mayhem Sealster. But expensive yearling purchase. $300,000, and I just think that this is kind of going to be the moment where she breaks through her the first victory. Great post to work from. Tactical speed in her corner, and again, I just think that she might overpower them in here. 6 of 5 on the board. No surprise she's taking all the support.
Well, 300,000. You probably have that stuffed in your mattress over there in the palace, but it's a good chunk of money, so we should see something here. One Darlene's Angel. I think this could be sitting on a good spot here from the inside.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I'm with you with she's in with a big chance in here. I thought that she obviously was impressive in her lifetime debut back in the middle of June, all the way on the engine in that one. But I mean, she had the clock in her favor, right? I mean, 27-4 to the opening quarter. She stole a middle half before winning by a length. Her first dabble into the golds obviously didn't go all that well at 32-1. But then she raced better last time out, third to Wicked Pace. So the pole position, I mean, we've seen it have probably as much success as it had before when it was a half-mile surface here at the river. And I think that's obviously the biggest thing in her favor here, that she's got the inside draw to Millie Mae Hanover. Score down looks okay to me. I think, there should be probably a bigger margin between their prices. I mean, even money in 2-1, I'd still definitely go in the direction of Millie Mae Hanover, even at that short price over Darlene's Angel. But I do recognize that she's one of the main dangers.
And Millie Mae Hanover was second in that race that Darlene's Angel was third, a length separating them. Wicked Cruiser, well, that last race, the opening quarter, in fact, the half, not all that much, but good back half of 53-3.
Yeah, I kind of struggled with where to go next. To be honest with you, Gary, I was kind of set in the top two. Wicked Cruiser, like the first start, finishing third, just beating 2 lengths to Wicked Pace. Not too far away from Millie Mae Hanover either in that one. And if I like that one in here, I've got to give some respect to Wicked Cruiser. Last time out, got away 6th off the gate. Was never able to really make any kind of presence felt, but look at the fractions really compared to late. I mean, how can she really come forward at all when her back half is 53-3? I mean, you can't fault her for not, getting into the mix. She was kind of losing ground in them late, but that was against the winner Chantilly, who we're not going to obviously see, in the Battle of the Bells eliminations here. But that's a horse that I think is a very special one for Nick Galucci. So looking really good on the track right now for Jody Jameson, and he certainly knows how to win races here at the river. I think that just by that pre-race appearance now, you've got to probably bump her up and put her in the bottom end of your exotics.
You used Manhattan Mayhem, who's getting some action at 6-1 for fourth. I threw in It Had to Be You for third. You also need to talk about James McDonald and Nick Galucci. So tell me both about the 6 and the 7.
Well, Manhattan Mayhem is one that's, I've kind of had on a watch list because I love the way this one kind of even qualified on July the 5th. First start, got away 7th off the gate, closed up nicely to be 4th. Last quarter, 27-1. That was at 87-1. Next start, went to Court the Downs, was a real strong winner. I think there's a lot there with this filly. She's the first foal out of Manhattan again, almost a winner of $200,000. And, it comes down to trip scenario for me and her tonight. I'm not sure what that's going to look like. Of course, it's going to be, top 4 and 1 5th place finisher that advance. I think she's one to watch for tonight, and maybe if she puts before the big effort, then you can look at her for next time. But she's taking a lot of support in the early stages of the betting, and maybe she's one that can upset here. I do think she's trending in the right direction, and she's one I've got on my watch list to keep a close eye on here. Number 7, It Had to Be You, like you said, rock solid connections, right? Millar Farms, Nick Galucci, James McDonald. This is much tougher now, right? Couple of grassroots efforts, a third, then a win last time. Plus, the post is going to be difficult. I mean, we know that, post 7 and 8. But in theory should be a little easier over the 5/8 of a mile surface. But my problem with her is all the big kind of contenders in the race to me have drawn inside of her. It's just going to make it pretty difficult. So I think they kind of just have to get away where they get away, and then try to get the biggest piece of the pie they can. 21-1 though, one you can still use in the bottom end of your try and super.
And I did notice that 26-second final quarter in the June 28th qualifier, so did flash a turn of foot. Darlene's Angel, Millie May Hanover on the inside, Wicked Cruiser, Saddlebags, and Manhattan Mayhem in the center. To the outside, it had to be you, and Famous Fast Words. The Battle of the Bells, first elimination. They're moving into position. The 2-year-old pacing fillies are in the backstretch, gathering speed, approaching the start. Field 4. The second race is at the start of the rough, and Famous Fast Words. Saddlebags now is going to come driving out. Millie May Hanover. Famous Fast Words. Darlene's Angel on the inside. Wicked Cruiser. Then it is back to Manhattan Mayhem, and it had to be you as the trailer. Saddlebags at 11-1's got the lead. Millie May Hanover is 3-5 on the board, is racing second, and Darlene's Angel and Sylvain Fillion took out right now and wants to stride up aggressively and try to clear to the front, and Sylvain Fillion appears to have quite a handful of horse. Darlene's Angel is driving up on the outside now, and Darlene's Angel is going to come on and take the lead. Saddlebags is racing position second, that opening quarter, 27 seconds, and third, Millie May Hanover. Then it is Famous Fast Words, who's racing fourth. Wicked Cruiser fifth. Manhattan Mayhem, and it had to be you, is trailing the field. They head up to the half. Darlene's Angel at 7-2 has the lead, and is open to lead right now of about 3 1/4. Saddlebags, Millie May Hanover is still content to ride on the inside. 55-1, it was a sharp half, and now Millie May Hanover has popped out and is moving up, giving cover to Famous Fast Words, then Wicked Cruiser, Manhattan Mayhem, and it had to be you, is trailing the field. And the field heads on to 3/4, and it is Darlene's Angel, but here comes Millie May Hanover now. Millie May Hanover is moving on the outside. Darlene's Angel, Millie May Hanover. Saddlebags, Famous Fast Words is getting closer from the backfield. Manhattan Mayhem now is out there 3 wide and looking to put some mayhem into things, and is coming hard. 3/4, 1:23-4. Manhattan Mayhem. Millie May Hanover's got the lead. Manhattan Mayhem and Famous Fast Words on down the stretch route they come. Millie May Hanover. Manhattan Mayhem is motoring to the finish. Manhattan Mayhem at 9-1 is a winner. Second was Famous Fast Words, and third is between It Had to Be You and Millie May Hanover. 153 fat. The Battle of the Bells, first elimination, and we have a kind of an upset there, Rob. Your fourth choice manages to land in front.
Yeah, it was one of those ones I was gonna try to tab for next week. Well, too late now, aren't we, Gary? 9-1 winner. And again, a horse on my watch list. I thought that had been racing really well in each of her first two, and kind of warming up to her biggest effort. Well, here it is right here, and not easy to win from there. Right, we've said that all season long. Not easy to win from that spot at all. Coming wide in the final turn from out of it, and she just paces away from them in the late stages and wins very nicely at a big price. And like I said, I kind of didn't know if she could get into the race in this elimination tonight. Well, she certainly did, and then some. Nice victory, good price, and I think she'll be definitely be heard from in the final.
And Wicked Cruiser and Darlene's Angel had a little problem in the stretch drive. They both go off stride, and both of the ones that we threw on the bottom wind up making it into the final, because It Had to Be You and Manhattan Mayhem, your bottom one, and my third horse, both get in there, the outside horses. And look at the Famous Fast Words at 40-1. That's going to be a nice exactor ticket.
Yeah, it definitely is. And you got Manhattan Mayhem, like you said, on the top of the ticket, 9-1. You're a long shot player on the book end of it, 30-1. It had to be you. Famous fast words, big time effort. I mean, that horse raced. She raced fantastic. And again, kind of fittingly so, right? A Bob Macintosh horse. Putting forth a great efforts. In this elimination for the Battle of the Bells to be second and make the final. So be some real big time exotics, and that pick 5 now gets a lot more interesting too, as well as the pick 4 with an upset like Manhattan Mayhem.
Manhattan Mayhem at 9-1. It's a 6-8-2-7. Note that those top 4 and 1 of the 5th place finishers in the 2 Battle of the Bells eliminations will qualify for the final next Monday afternoon. Back in front of us, the winner of race number 2, number 6, Manhattan Mayhem, a 2-year-old Bettor's Delight. Bay filly owned by Nancy Malik and Tony Basile and Andrew Atlas. Sean Stacy is the trainer. Primetime, Bob McClure wins with Manhattan Mayhem. Second win for Manhattan Mayhem in just 3 career starts. Mile of 153 flat. The second race payouts. Number 6, Manhattan Mayhem, 2150, 1030, 770. 8 famous fast words, 2950 and 620. And 2 Millie May head of her 240. $2 exactor, 453.20. Dollar try, 818.35. 20-cent super, 2373.21. And the double of 5 and 6, 54.10. Fans, here are 3 driver changes to be announced. Race 7-1, Catkin Morgan. It'll be James McDonald. Race 7-1, Catkin Morgan, James McDonald. Race 9-6, McCullen. Travis Cullen is the driver. And race 10-7, She's Party. It'll be Brent McDonald. Race 10-7, She's Party, Brent McDonald. Would Greg Blanchard please call extension 228? Greg Blanchard, please call 228. Field 4, race 3 on parade. 1 is Wicked Words. James Madonna for Bill Budd and Hut Racing. Number 2 is Miss Baby. Jody Jameson for Gabriela Sasso and Jeffrey Korchesny. And Terrence Korchesny and Mart West Racing and 20 Arts. Number 3, Bride on Wait and See. Garrett Rooney for Kendall Ron and Bryden Farms. And number 4, The Well. Jay Harris for Sean Stacy and Steve Klonowski. 5 is Wayward Blue Chip. Louis Bois for Blake Macintosh and Clancy Farms. And number 6, Amazing Wish. Travis Henry for Tess Waxman and Carmelo Shime. Number 7 is Twinbee Flame. Bob McClure for Francis DeMichelle and CSL Stable. Number 8 is Veteran Redder, Steve Houdon for Phil Houdon and Steve Upson. Number 9 is My Mom's an Ace, Brett McDonald for Brian Eckenstein and Debbie Eckenstein. Field of 9, race number 3. Well, the 2-year-olds. Maidens on the pace, and well, it's your department. Rob, you are the 2-year-old master, or at least the way that I see it. And look at, you went on top with Wicked Words, James McDonald, and certainly James is just having another outstanding season.
Oh, he certainly is. Yeah, James. He's a magician out there at times, right? And love to see him here at the river this evening for these eliminations for our signature races. But also picking up the steer on Wicked Words here. Who, you know what? I watched the replay back of that race on July 15th, Gary, and it was one where. We saw the favorite convert by the slimmest of margins, but Wicked Words was closing up real nicely in the final strides on the heels of horses. I thought had all kinds of pace on the end of the mile. I don't like the price right now at even money, but you pick up J Mac. I guess that's going to come with the territory. I just think that this horse is going to take a big step forward in the second start of her career for trainer Billy Budd, and leverage chance from the pole position. And again, picking up James is a big part of the play here as well. But even money is just, to me, a bit of an overbet. But again, she probably had the livest legs on the end of the mile last time out.
I went to Amazing Wish on top, and we've seen with these 2-year-olds, we often love one that's qualified over here. And boy, you can't fault the qualifier here. And then also, Tess Waxman, Travis Henry, connections. Amazing Wish could be really good first start.
Yeah, I think so. We've got strong connections and a horse that does have some siblings that have over 200,000 made. A couple of them, in fact, and we love the piece of it that we see that qualifier over the surface. And I watched it to see, how easy it was, and it was real easy. I mean, under complete wraps to the wire in 2 minutes and 2. And looking very professional about it. So I thought she would take support kind of throughout the betting. She took a little more support in the early stages, and now is floated up to 7-2. But I think it's one she's one you have to respect, right? And the horses that had experience over this track have kind of proven to be the ones that come out on top in these races for youngsters. But in this situation, we have several that have already raced pari-mutually over this surface as well. So I like Amazing Wish in the mix here. I got her pegged for second, and I think she plays a big part of it.
Twinbee Flame, 12-1, offers some value, and we like horses that have raced here. This one's been here twice. Last race was really interesting.
It was, and what I think if she doesn't put in steps, on the final turn, she would have been a winner because she was moving nicely on the end of the mile, and ended up only getting beat by half a length in third at 19-1. But again, she did get steppy. I saw those same kind of steps at times in her qualifiers as well, so I wasn't surprised by it. But I think it did cost her dearly. She's a sibling to Wheels on Fire. Everyone knows who that horse is. A millionaire who has won in bunches at Mohawk Park over the course of his career and beyond. I just think that Twinbee Flame's interesting here. I think the outside draw again, right? Back-to-back post sevens is a little bit tricky, but we saw Bob McClure navigate a victory from off the pace in the latest race, so maybe we see that again here. 10-1's the right kind of price.
And here's a price I think is fair. Garrett Rooney on 3, Brad on Wait and See for Kendall Ron. Already the experience here, almost won.
Yeah, we talk about it too. We like that that the horses that go out there and get a front end mile, right? She got beat, but she only got beat a neck. And she's got her lungs opened up in that effort now. And coming back here, I think we're going to see her get forwardly placed again. You get Garrett Rooney aboard, who's been doing fantastic things this year. And I think she's going to be prominent throughout. 7-1, likely because people probably think others are going to take a step forward in this effort, but I think she's one you have to use somewhere in the ticket.
Well, now our top picks are each co-favorites, or at least they were at 2-1. Now, Wicked Words, your top choice with James McDonald, the favorite at 2-1. Wicked Words on the inside with Miss Baby Bright on Wait and See. In the center, the Well and Wayward Blue Chip, and to the outside, Amazing Wish and Twinbee Flame and Redder and Redder. And from the second tier, My Mom's an Ace. It's a field of 9. The third dash. They're into the backstretch, gathering speed. field for the third race. Driving out now in the center of the track, Bright on Wait and See. Amazing Wish, Miss Baby on the inside. Wicked Words, and then Wayward Blue Chip. Then it is back to My Mom's an Ace, and on the outside, Better and Redder. The Well, and trailing the field is Swinby Flame, but Amazing Wish. And Travis Henry. And Travis Henry wishes for the front and gets it over Bright on Wait and See. And then it is Miss Baby. Wayward Blue Chip, Wicked Words is fifth, and then racing position sixth is Better and Redder, and seventh is My Mom's an Ace, and then further back they go as we race on up past us, and it is the Well and Twinbee Flame, but it is Amazing Wish and Travis Henry who's got the lead over Bright Down Wait and See, and Miss Baby is racing position third as the field works their way up towards the half off that 27-3 opening quarter, and Wayward Blue Chip on the inside fourth. Wicked Words is racing fifth, angling towards the outside, and now is starting to pop. Then on the outside, Better and Redder. My Mom's an Ace, way back. Twinbee Flame has a lot of work to do, but is closing. And then the Well, it's Amazing Wish at 7-5, and Travis Henry still looking well in hand on the lead. And in front by 2.5. Bright on Wait and See is getting a little closer, though. And Miss Baby is third, and Wicked Words is racing fourth up the inside. Wayward Blue Chip, and then Better and Redder. My Mom's an Ace and Twinbee Flame, but Amazing Wish, with no urging, leads them on to the final turn. 3/4, 126 and 2. And it is Amazing Wish, Bright Down Wait and See, Miss Baby, and then Wayward Blue Chip, and Wicked Words, and Better and Redder as the field turns for home, and it's still Amazing Wish. Amazing Wish is well clear on the field, gets some taps on the bike, but it's Amazing Wish with an amazing effort, fronts the field and wins it going away. Bright on Wait and See, then Miss Baby, and My Mom's an Ace, but it is a mile of 156 flat. Amazing Wish and Travis Henry. Travis knew what he wanted to do there and was able to do it all the way to the finish.
Yeah, absolutely. Much the best winner. And you know what? We kind of we get that preview in the qualifier, right? And we always talk about, that qualifier at Grand River is always very important for these horses that are going to make their lifetime debut here. And she certainly went out there and just absolutely dominated. Amazing Wish, Travis Henry for Tess Waxman. Took all the late money too, Gary. Dropped down to 7-5 last couple of clicks and goes out there and wins with ease. But, right on Wait and See, it was the one that we thought was kind of going off at a price that was much higher than she should have been after a strong effort last time on the engine. Ends up sitting, in a loose pocket for much of that mile, and ends up rounding out the exact at a nice price.
Well, I took the exactor of 6-3 as my top two here, and I basically just went to the ones that I thought had the best chance to get off the gate well. An Amazing Wish, you already saw that in the qualifier, can get off the gate, and of course we saw Bright on Wait and See leave last time out.
Yeah, so a nice cold exacta for you, eh? That's a good one there.
Once in a while, even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah, and Miss Baby, right? Another horse, first start of her career. She got, forwardly placed and set a decent trip to round out the trifecta at 18-1. My Mom's an Ace. Made some nice up some ground late in the mile to hit the bottom end of the Super at 35-1. Twinbee Flames, one I would definitely watch for next time. No real chance after getting away last off the gate. Was making a move late in the mile. Got a little bit steppy again, though. So another thing that, she'd have to kind of get over before she likely gets to the winner's circle. And Wicked Words, my top choice, just didn't have it tonight. I thought we'd see those the late legs we saw last time from her. She kind of just stalled on the outside.
Well, the late legs belong to Amazing Wish, the early legs, the middle legs, and the late legs. It's Amazing Wish back in front of us. 2-year-old Better's Wish Brown filly owned by Tess Waxman and Carmelo Shime. Tess Waxman is the trainer. Travis Henry, the winning driver. Amazing Wish takes a career debut. 156 flat. The third race payout, 6 Amazing Wish. 490, 320, 370. 3 Bright on Wait and See, 450 and 270, and 2 Miss Baby, 820. $2 exactor, 29.20. Dollar Try, 116.25. Dollar Super, 759.85. Third race, or finished from the top, 732 981 654. That's 732 981 654. Field for the fourth race. The Battle of the Bells, second elimination on the track for the post parade. One mystic moment. Louis Philippe Roy for Danny Mangai and Alexandre Jutras and Régin Lemieux and Claude Proul. Number 2 is Wicked Pace. Jody Jamieson for Paul Cameron and Jimmy Cameron and Arnold's Horseshack. Number 3 is Blow and Dough. It's Brett McDonough for Kyle Bossens and Fred Niclerio. Number 4, Wicked and Single. James McDonough for Anthony Beaton and Lisa Lafort and David Mercer. 5 is Better in Heels. Paul Davies drives and trains for Nicole Davies. Number 6, One for My Baby. Doug McNair for Nick Gallucci and Miller Farms. Number 7, Windsor Patty. Travis Cullen for Gabriela Sasso and Winback Farm. And number 8 is Lady Cafe au Lait. It is Sylvain Filion for Vic Putty and a numbered company. And 9 is Perfectly Chic. It's Bob McClure for John Pentland and Steve Mihalik. And John is also sharing in ownership as well as training. Field of 9. Race number 4. Let's look at the second leg of the Battle of the Bells elimination. And, well, we'll start with Wicked and Pace. And, Rob, maybe we're going to get another upset in here, but I think it would be a much bigger upset because I think Wicked and Pace and Wicked and Single, one of those two, I believe, has to be your winner, and that's what the tote board is saying.
Yeah, I like Wicked Pace on top here, but it's kind of a thin margin for me between the top three, I'd say here, Gary, because I think that they're all in with a big chance. But Wicked Pace, second lifetime debut to Darlene's Angel at a Pace's advantage in that one, even though it was in the 2-hole for much of that mile, and since then 3 victories, including back-to-back golds. Doing great things for Paul Cameron, and we'll have Jody Jamieson back aboard for a follow-up steer here, and looks pretty sharp in the track right now. So she's the better price of the two that are taking the support right now. That might change come post time, but I think she looks fantastic on the track, and happy to have her on top, but again, by a slim margin.
In that first elimination, I was looking primarily at the ones that are coming out of golds, and yet our winner, Manhattan Mayhem, was a winner out of a grassroots that had never seen golds. And, well, we go to number 4, Wicked and Single, also one that comes out of back-to-back golds, dominated in one and was third in the other.
Yeah, this is the first full out of Better Single winner of more than $300,000. 2 for 3. Now, the first 2 victories were both very impressive. The first one from off the pace, 27 the second final quarter, 54 and 3. That was in the Tompkins gears. And then since then, a dominant winner in the golds, and then finished third last time out. But thought it was still a pretty good effort, all things considered. Chantilly was the easy winner. You can't take anything away from getting beat by Chantilly with the way she's raced. So 4 to 5 right now. Again, not surprised that the favoritism has kind of swung in her direction, but I do think that with that margin between the two, Wicked Pace is probably the better bet right now at 5 to 2. But those are the two that I've got on top. But I also like the horse I've got pegged for third as well.
And, by the way, James McDonald and Anthony Beaton, you could probably back them to win an important race.
Yeah, not a bad idea to get behind those connections.
Number 9, Perfectly Chic, and Bob McClure maybe can take both of the bells.
Yeah, well, beat Wicked and Single last time out, right? Split her and Chantilly. I thought it was a good effort to be second, and has been second in all of her 3 career outings so far, and facing off against solid competition each of them, right? Was second to Wicked and Single, so got beat by that rival. 2 back, got beat by Wicked Pace, 3 back. So, I mean, she's got lots of experience racing these horses. Trailing posts, obviously, the concern, but I think she'll work her way into it and land somewhere on the ticket.
One thing in this one, it does look like there's considerable gate speed down to the inside, so that certainly could help. Number 6, One for My Baby, Doug McNair and Nick Gallucci. Those are some solid connections, and this is one that's coming in out of a win in the grassroots.
Yeah, and they tried her in the golds the first time around, kind of got a tough trip the way it kind of panned out, and then dominant victory in the grassroots. Rock solid connections. I mean, Doug McNair knows how to win here at the river, and I got the utmost respect for Nick Galucci and Millar Farms. So this is one that's a value player right now at 13-1, and one you have to use in your exotics.
And a quick thought on Mystic Moment, because Louis Waugh, post position one, we've seen post one get a lot accomplished this year. Somewhere on the ticket, maybe?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, 7-1's taken more support than I expected for Mystic Moment. Again, pole position here has had all kinds of success, and it's going to likely lend itself to a favorable journey for Mystic Moment. In that case, I think one you don't want to leave off the bottom end of your try and super, anyways.
It's Mystic Moment, Wicked Pace, Blow and Dough on the inside, Wicked and Single, Better in Heels, and on the outside, One for My Baby, Windsor Patty, Lady Cafe au Lait, and Perfectly Chic. It's a field of nine. Race number 4, the Battle of the Bells, second elimination. There at the start of the rough, and One for My Baby comes blasting out. Then Wicked Pace on the inside, then Wicked and Single, and Blow and Dough. Then it is Mystic Moment. Perfectly Chic is racing sixth, and then back to Better in Heels, and then Windsor Patty and Lady Cafe au Lait. One for My Baby is 18-1 on the board and has got the lead, but now Wicked Pace and Jody Jameson wants to stride up and clear to the front, and Wicked and Single is also moved out quickly on the back of Wicked Pace, and the opening quarter is 27-2. Wicked Pace with the lead, but here comes Wicked and Single wanting to stride up and clear to the lead, and it is Wicked and Single who's got the lead now. Wicked Pace is racing second, One for My Baby third, then it is Blow and Dough, Mystic Moment, back further is Perfectly Chic as the field works on around the turn, then it is Better in Heels and Windsor Patty and Lady Cafe au Lait is back trailing the field 55-3 at the halftime. Wicked and Single is 1-5 on the board. Wicked Pace is racing second. Now Perfectly Chic is steadily advancing on the outside and is moved up to take over third. One for My Baby is racing on the inside fourth, and now on the outside, Better in Heels, and then it is back to Blow and Dough and Mystic Moment, Lady Cafe au Lait, and then Windsor Patty, but it is still Wicked and Single. The 1-5 favorite leads them by 3/4, 125-1. Battle of the Bells, second elimination. Now charging on the outside is Perfectly Chic and trying to dial in Wicked and Single is getting closer with every stride. Wicked Pace is in the hunt third. Better in Heels and One for My Baby on down the stretch where they come. Perfectly Chic is charging against Wicked and Single. Perfectly Chic, and Primetime Bob take both Battle of the Bells eliminations. Wicked and Single, Wicked Pace, and then One for My Baby, 153-2. Prime time, Bob.
Yeah, you call him primetime Bob. You know what? I call him Big Money Bob McClure because he can really get them down in big money spots. I started calling that after he won the Hamiltonian with oh God, now I can't think of the horse's name, but when he won the Hambo, and you know what, Gary, that race there, honestly, it looked like Wicked and Single was going to go to the front and just go out there and absolutely, dominate the competition. I thought we might see that from her, but she had no answers for Perfectly Chic, none at all. 8-1. Bob McClure, absolutely gave two masterful drives in each of the eliminations. This one first over a long way. He knew what the kind of horse he had underneath him, and just forges to the lead late here. Gets the job done over the heavy favorite. And now he's got a decision to make, right? Who he's going to drive in the final, because he's got a couple of good ones.
Well, and you said before the race that you thought the top three were fairly close and similar. Well, did you see that finish was fairly close and similar?
Yeah, you know what? I'll be honest. I didn't think there should be a discrepancy on the odds board like that. And this horse was the value of the three, right? I know I have her picked for third, and it's hard to say, oh wow, I like this horse at this point. But I did think it was a pretty slim margin between the 2, 4, and 9, and she's the best number in the board at 8-1, no doubt about it. Forbidden Trade, by the way. How did I not think of Forbidden Trade's name? 2019 Hamiltonian champion. But yeah, 8-1 on Perfectly Chic's a big number. Wicked Pace, I thought raced pretty well to be third, and One for My Baby rounds out the superfecta. So I mean, I think we've got the right four kind of advancing to the final, but I think it's going to be one heck of Battle of the Bells on Industry Day.
Absolutely. 9426 perfectly chic and prime time. Bob McClure back in front of us, a 2-year-old better than Cheddar Bay filly, owned by Steve Mihalik and John Pentland. John Pentland is also the trainer. And then it's the driving double for primetime Bob McClure. First win for Perfectly Chic, 153 and 2. The fourth race payout to 9, Perfectly Chic. 1943, 70 and 230. 4 Wicked and single. 230, 210. 2 Wicked Pace 210. $2 exactor, $35.70. Dollar try, $21. Dollar super, $85.75. The fourth race. Order of finish from the top, 538-274-961. That's 538-274-961. Field 4, Race 5 on Parade 1 is Chapter 12. Travis Culliver, Joe Squires, and Martin Kepfer. Number 2 is Delgado, Louis Waugh for Robert Young and Pollock Racing. Number 3, She's Beer League, James McDonald for Jared Bothwell. Five is Woolanack, Tyler Moore for Kenny Ellis. Number 6, Insanity, Jason Ryan for Ben Hollingsworth and Michael Goldberg. And 7 is Bulldog, Jody Jameson for Paul Meegans and Saltwater Stable. Number 8 is Delcrest Brand, Steve Houdon for Laura Toscani, and Steve shares in ownership. And 9, The Great Reset, Lauren House drives and trains and partners with Chantel Ruij. It's a field of 8 for race number 5. Let's get a look at this field. And, well, certainly it's not a crazy idea to take the 6 on top here because Insanity blasts off the gate, and that is often the key here. 2-1, Robert.
Yeah, it sure is, Gary. And you know what? What else is insane is these pick 5 payouts. If you're still alive, good luck. The lowest payout here on the 9 Great Reset, $2,194 for 20 cents. The highest one on the board is the 1 or 3 at almost $6,000, and carryovers on the 5 or the 7 here. So remarkable payouts. A couple of favorites and a couple of Bob McClure price horses in that sequence, and you're alive to those monster numbers. But Insanity for me, Gary, he's been racing fantastic as of late, top form for Ben Hollingsworth. Good second last time to Chulo. In his last 3 races here at the River, no worse than that spot with a victory at this level. Love his tactical speed. He looks the way he looks every week right now. You know, he kind of out there just going the wrong way and looking pretty sharp. And I think we're going to see him blast off the wings of the gate this evening. 2-1 on the board. No surprise there. But I'm surprised that he's not one of the bigger favorites in the multi-leg wagers.
The money's fairly evenly spread, and this is a pretty balanced group. There's a few that look a little bit better, but still overall there's a nice bunch of talent. One of that group of nice bunch of talent is Delgado and Louis Waugh. People might be sleeping a bit on this one because it gets the better post than a couple of the other main players as well.
Yeah, and it just depends what version of Delgado we get, right? I mean, he's been consistent performer in the top 3 all season with 10 efforts landing in the top 3 out of 17 tries, just 1 for 20 last year. I mean, when he's on his A game and he gets to the lead in the early stages, he's tough to get past. Maybe that's the game plan tonight. But again, he looks good like he always does pre-race, and he's going off at a decent number right now at 4-1. So I went to him in the spot underneath just because he's got an inside draw and his nose is on the gate.
Well, and I took the Great Reset on top because I think overall he brings a lot. It's the trailer post, but what the heck? Post 9 won the previous race.
Yeah, just for me, though, it's tougher when it's a horse like the Great Reset because he's one that really likes to be on the engine. Getting forwardly placed is kind of the name of his game when he's doing well. I'm just not so sure how it works out tonight, unless it's one of those ones where you try to get on the helmet of a horse, get into the first turn and make a move to the lead in the early stages. I don't necessarily see him winning this race from off the pace or just off the pace. I think he still has to somehow get to the front in the early stages, and that's why he's probably 8-1. He's a horse that I think really gets limited by having the trailing post, but I do think class-wise, he's probably the top of this group. So be watching him closely no matter what. And you're right. In that regard, he's an overlaid 8-1, but I am a little bit surprised he's the lowest price in the pick 5.
Number 8, Delcrest Brent is coming in off of a win, but, it'll be post position 7, but is facing a little bit tougher in here.
Tougher, yeah, but you said it earlier, Gary, this is a good field, top to bottom. This is a real nice field for a top condition trotting class. We have some fringe preferred types in here. And I think that we're going to see Delcrest Brent kind of get to those ranks, in the near future. Anyways, he's a horse that I think's kind of really progressed nicely for his current connections, and he had a good year last year, and he's been doing good things this season. A winner last time in a softer spot, but it was still a hard fought victory. So I like Delcrest Brent as a horse. Don't like the post so much tonight, but I think he can definitely get his way into the mix.
Wolinak is my fourth choice, your fifth choice, and one that would cause a carryover. I find that hard to believe.
Yeah, it's interesting. I kind of thought that he was in obviously against tough competition here, right? Last time out, faced tougher Gold Edition and stuff like that. But before that, he was non-winners of lifetime events. Now he settles into the top condition class here at Grand River. I think it's deep water for him. But I am surprised it would spark a carryover because he's 2-1 morning line, and he's a horse that certainly has been racing fantastic for Kenny Ellis. So maybe he can get there, and that would certainly make us go to the well handicapping quickly for races 6 to 10.
And that field for race number 5, the field of 8, a fine field of trotters moving on into position. And the field for race number 5 is all in position. They're at the start and they're off. Insanity is going to blast out with Wolinak and Chapter 12 and Delgado. And the Great Reset made a bobble, quickly recovered, but is trailing the field. She's Beer League is racing 5th. Bulldog is 6th. And then Delcrest Brand. And the Great Reset is trailing the field. And it is Chapter 12. Insanity still wants to drive on and get the lead. Insanity now is going to drive up. Insanity is going to clear to the front. And Chapter 12 is racing on the inside, filling the pocket now. Delgado is forwardly placed, position 3rd. And then is being followed by Wolinak, and she's Beer League, and then Bulldog, Delcrest Brand, and the Great Reset has a lot of work to do. 26-4 opening quarter, and Chapter 12 came back around to reclaim the lead from Insanity, and Chapter 12 at 16-1 is on fire right now and leads by 3. Insanity is second, Delgado is third. Wolinak is racing fourth, and now there goes Bulldog moving up on the outside, and Bulldog is starting to growl. She's Beer League, and then it is back to Delcrest Brand, and the Great Reset is still trailing the field, popping out from third, Delgado now, but Chapter 12 is trying to bottom out the field. Of a half of 55-2, they head to 3/4. It is Chapter 12. Now Delgado is looking to foreclose on Chapter 12, and it is Delgado on the outside. Delgado against Chapter 12, and now Wolinak is looming and is out there 3 wide. It is Delgado and Wolinak, and on the inside, Chapter 12 as the field turns for home, and Bulldog is a growling fourth, and then Insanity on down the stretch route they come. Delgado, Wolinak on the outside has dead aim on Delgado, and on the inside, Chapter 12, they come to the finish. Delgado and Wolinak. Delgado appeared to win it. Wolinak is there with Bulldog in a place photo, and the Great Reset came from well out of it to be fourth. A mile of 1:55 flat. What an interesting dash. Delgado is the winner at 8-5.
8-5 winner, but Gary, he did it the hard way, right? I mean, he goes first up, grinds them down, and then looks like he might have to face a stern challenge in Wolinak, and that one came on against him. And it's pretty wild that we end up with both carryover horses getting into the mix in the very late stages, deep stretch, and it looks like they finished second and third there. But Wolinak gave it a real good effort. I mean, this is pretty to me, like from his last race at Grand River, this was a big step up in class. But he proved he belongs because he's right there with Delgado at the wire, and you also got Bulldog kind of threading the needle with Jody Jameson as well. So very close to getting that carryover. But in any event, 8-5 shot, the favorite gets down, and someone's going to be really happy with almost $3,500 for a 20-cent ticket to the pick 5.
Yeah, and we do see, I think Wolinak actually is the second place finisher, and then it's Bulldog and the Great Reset actually came from way out of it.
Yeah, I think the Great Reset is one we have to come back to. That was kind of my plan with him in this spot, was to kind of watch how he does tonight and come back to him when he gets his nose back on the gate, because that to me is where he needs to be. And it doesn't even matter if he's got post 7 or post 8. He's got lightning speed off the switch when he wants to use it. But that trailing post kind of neutralizes him. Of course, he made a bobble tonight, early stages, but he certainly had a lot of trot on the end of it. So we'll be watching for him next time.
Yeah, and that bobble set him back a little bit more because I saw Lowenhouse originally was trying to be up a little closer to the gate, and then he kind of had to gather up a little bit. But Delgado was the best.
Yeah, he was. No, he was a real nice effort and insanity. He kind of got used hard to get to the lead, and then he had to release one, which is not really, I think, something he wanted to do in that spot. He ends up missing the ticket today, but should be a decent high five, even with the favorite Delgado getting home.
And there is an inquiry pertaining to 9, the Great Reset, and that break in stride. It's a 25791 Delgado. Delgado's a 5-year-old Trixton Bay Gelding, owned by Pollock Racing. Robert Young, the trainer. Louis was the winning driver. 5th win for Delgado this year, and lifetime 11th win. 155 flat. And fans, the judges ruling there were no violations by number 9, the Great Reset, making that break in stride. The 5th race. Payouts to Delgado, 540, 370, and 350. 5 Wallanack, 820 and 590. 7 Bulldog, 850. $2 exactor, 55.20. Dollar try, 365.10. Dollar pick 3, 164.20. The dollar pick 4, 782.75. We had a 20-cent pick 5 of 3,466.42. Kaboom! And a 20-cent high 5 of 513.52. the fifth race, or we finish from the top. 517 scratch 28364. That's 517 scratch 28364 on the bottom.
We've reached the midway points of the card here on Monday night at Grand River Raceway. And on the second half of this card, we do have those two eliminations for the Battle of Waterloo. And one of them's right here in race number 6. That's going to kick off our late pick 5. Same low takeout of 15%. And looks like another nice sequence. And you know what? That early pick 5, I mean, obviously tough to get. A couple of price horses got down in those eliminations for the Battle of the Bells. But congratulations to those who had it. Almost $3,500 for a 20-cent ticket. That is an insane payout. Congratulations. Well, there's my late pick 5 ticket. Just $6.40. Going to use 2 of them in 3 of the legs, down to a single in race 10. We're going to spread out in race 7. 2 and 6 here. Stonebridge Wizard, going to be tough to beat. He's been racing fantastic for Jared Bako. 2 victories to kick off his career, then second last time to Century Lucifer. I also like, though, the 6, Doc's Buddy, and willing to put that one on top, really, just because first start, Nick Galucci has been racing well south of the border. 8 on the board, finishes in 8 tries, and the value right now on the board will likely still be some value anyways come post time. So 2 and 6 to kick it off here. 1, 2, 5, and 7 in race number 7. Kind of a wide open looking trotting event, in my opinion. Giving the slight edge to the 1 Kakin Morgan, who was moving really well the end of his mile last time out, but I think there's several that can win in that dash. Race number 8, the 3 and 6. That's 5th and 5, and the 6 All-Star Maniac, giving the edge to the 6 All-Star Maniac in that one. Like the way that he rebounded to victory last time at Elmer as a 1. Kind of difficult to control in his left-hand debut when he faded back to 4th as a favorite in a gold event. But I like him to come out and do good things here in his elimination for the Battle of Waterloo in race number 8. 3, 6 again for me in race number 9. That's Karad and Mac Allen. Hopefully Mac Allen can stay flat this time around. Last time made a couple of miscues as the heavy favorite. Can take back some value, I think, tonight on him. But again, he'll have to mind his manners. Then the finale, going to single up my best bet of the night, number 9, Pam. A big effort last time to finish second after making a break in stride. Trailing post to work from, but I do think that she can get the better of this group with any kind of reasonable trip. And that's how we're going to single it off. The money leg, number 9, Pam, race number 10. $6.40 for a 20-cent ticket. And we're going to look at Conley's tickets. Oh, there's Gary.
Robert, while we're waiting for Conley's ticket, you know who I thought for sure you'd also include there in the 10th? 5 Peeler, because Peeler was flying late last race, and I think that's one that could strip you from contention of cashing that ticket.
Yeah, she might. You know what? And she goes from those trailing posts in her last 2, nose back on gates. But the problem is she's one that typically has to race from the back of the bus. Maybe we'll see her be able to beat a couple off the gate tonight and be closer to the action. Jody Jameson aboard. So that's an intriguing one, definitely, Gary, and maybe one I should have used. But I'm all in on Pam in there. There's Conley's ticket. Number 2, Stonebridge Wizard right here, singled up in his elimination for the Battle of Waterloo. Race number 7, the 1 and 2, Kakin Morgan and Ladi Ga. And then race number 8, the 1, 3, 4, and 6. So spreading out in that second elimination for the Battle of Waterloo. Looks like a wide open kind of event. I did narrow it down to 3 and 6, but he's going to go 1, 3, 4, and 6. Race 9, just the 1 and 4, T. Woodley and Amigo Mio. And then in that money leg, he is going to use the 5 Peeler with the one that Gary thinks I should be using as well, along with the 4, Catch Some Sun, and the 9, Pam, $9.60.
I guess you could say that you're stuck on Pam.
I'm stuck on Pam. Yes, exactly. That's you always have the good ones, Gary. But Conley's ticket's $9.60 for this late pick 5 sequence. Again, the takeout's just 15%. And Gary and I will be back in just a few moments to take a closer look at the first of 2 eliminations for the Battle of Waterloo.
Field for the Battle of Waterloo. First elimination on parade. One is out of ice. Jody Jamieson for Carl Jamieson. The owners George Harrison, Carl Jamieson, and Brian Paquette. Number 2 is Stonebridge Wizard, Doug McNair for Jared Bako and David Cryway. Number 3 is Bunkhouse Boss. It's Brett Madonna for Bill Budd, Hut Racing, and Rockridge Racing. Number 4 is Crackshot. It's Travis Cullen for Greg McNair, who trains and owns along with Dale Hunter and Frank Brundle and George Kerr. Number 5 is Set Shot. Sylvan Fillion for Dr. Ian Moore and Mac and Carol Nickel. Six is Doc's buddy Louis Bois for Nucolucci and Dr. Andrew Roberts. Number 7 is Sensational. Travis Henry drives for trainer Jeff Williams. The owner is Bob Macintosh Stables and now Macintosh Holdings and Valley Farm and Randy Lipa. 8 is Sterling Choice. James Madonna for Blake McIntosh, who shares an ownership with Lynn McKay and Ozzie McKay and Tammy Lynn McKay, I should say. At 9 is Boyd Bay. Jason Ryan for Marie Helene DuPont and CSL Stable. Field of 9, the Battle of Waterloo. First elimination. Let's get a look at this field. And Rob, we both went away from the favorite in here and took Doc's Buddy. I know my thoughts on here and why I went to Doc's Buddy. I'm shocked at 14-1 right now.
Yeah, I'm still thinking that price has to come down come post time because this horse has been doing good things south of the border. I mean, 4 wins out of 8 tries, 8 on the board finishes. So never missed the board. Over 100,000 made. It was a winner last time out of Lexington. 54-4, but it was easy as pie. I mean, he's under no urging, diminishing margin, but under wraps. And before that, Lou Haber, second beaten half length of that one. And that's an undefeated 3-for-3 horse for Ron Burke. So didn't miss by much of that one. It was a real game effort, finishing second in a Kentucky Sire Stakes final at Oak Grove. So, yeah, first start for Nick Galucci. I'm all in on this one too, Gary. I mean, I'm going to use the 2 Stonebridge Wizard just because of the way he's been racing, and I think he's got a good draw in here. But Doc's Buddy's all the value. Now down to 9-2. We're going to see action come for him. He's got to get bet. But he's the one I put on top, and obviously would like to get down in the pick 5.
I think some of the casual bettors probably just had trouble figuring out how to do the comparison. But for me, looked at the connections, and you look at there's just a few things to look at that tell you, and look at there it is now 4-1. To Stonebridge Wizard though, 2-1 on the board certainly has lots of credentials.
Yeah, he's got lots of credentials. I mean, those back-to-back wins to kick off his career. The lifetime debut was, obviously very strong, almost 5-length winner, 54-1 as odds-on choice. But the start that he won July 5th, the first start, the gold, I thought was remarkable. 52 flat, that's still his lifetime mark. And then last time out, missed by head to Century Lucifer. So he has not done much wrong in his career at all, doing good things for trainer Jared Bako. And I think we're going to see, obviously, him be heard from early and often in this dash. And he's got the post edge over one like Doc's Buddy. I thought he'd actually take a little more support than he is, too, at 2-1. And I think he probably goes down towards even money come post time.
And he got a lot of qualifying action before that first effort as well. So he's been around the track a few times and races for a strong barn. Number 5, Set Shot, Sylvan Fillion, talking about strong barns, Dr. Ian Moore.
Yeah, the first start, only beaten a neck, took a lot of support in that one, and I thought raced pretty well to get within that margin of Century Lucifer. The next time out, didn't take as much support on the odds board, went back to 7th off the gate, had to make a wide move late, and there was just no really getting into the race because the fractions weren't going to allow him to really make any impact. His back half was 54-4, and I think we'll see him get more of a fair chance in this one, right? We saw a lot of racing in the Valley of the Bells eliminations. We'll probably see it again in here. And Set Shot's a good price at 9-1.
And Crackshot, it's Travis Cullen, Greg McNair, Battle of Waterloo, Greg McNair.
Yeah, you never want to discount Greg McNair in the Battle of Waterloo or any race here at the River. Crack shot's a perfect 2 for 2 in the grassroots, odds on in both those dashes. Last time, just held on by a nose. Thought he might win by a bigger margin, but they don't put that on the check or on the win ticket. Again, a horse coming out of the grassroots, but has done nothing wrong yet, and I think in with a chance here, especially in the bottom end of the exotics. Pretty good on the track going to the gate. Would not leave him off the bottom end of the try and super.
Well, it is a field of 9 taking up their positions, the Battle of Waterloo. First elimination, Out of Ice, Stonebridge Wizard, and Bunkhouse Boss. In the center, Crack Shot and Set Shot. And to the outside, Doc's Buddy, Sensational, and Sterling Choice in the second tier to Boyd Bay. Field of 9 for race number 6. The Battle of Waterloo, first elimination. Field of colts are at the start, and they're off in Stonebridge Wizard. Sterling Choice from the outside, and Set Shot, those the first 3. Out of Ice is racing positioned 4th. Then Doc's Buddy, Bunkhouse Boss, and Boyd Bay on the inside. Then Sensational and Crack Shot, but it is Sterling Choice at 16-1 who has the lead. But now Set Shot is set on driving up and clearing to the front. Set Shot, and now Sylvan Filion. Set Shot is quickly going to come on and take the lead, but Stonebridge Wizard popped out from 3rd, 26-3 the opening quarter. Now Stonebridge Wizard and Doug McNair is on the move and is going to take the lead. Set Shot 2nd. Sterling Choice is shuffled back to 3rd, and now moving on the outside is Sensational and Travis Henry. Out of Ice now is stepping to the outside, racing 2nd over. Then on the outside, Crack Shot along to the pylons. Doc's Buddy is on the inside, about 6 or 7 off the lead, and is now off stride and taken into the safety lane. Boyd Bay now takes over 6th, Crack Shot 7th, and then Bunkhouse Boss and Doc's Buddy is trailing the field. Stonebridge Wizard 3-5 favorite with the lead. Sensational at now 60-1 on the outside is chipping away and getting closer. Is only about a half length back off that half of 55-4. Stonebridge Wizard and Doug McNair look still relaxed on the lead, but Sensational on the outside is looming, and Set Shot is in the pocket, and Out of Ice is racing on the outside 4th, and Sterling Choice is 5th. And then it is Boyd Bay and Bunkhouse Boss, and on the outside Crack Shot. And now from the backfield, Bunkhouse Boss is making up a lot of ground. 3/4, 124-3. Stonebridge Wizard on the inside. It'll be Set Shot looking to fire up the passing lane, and here now comes Jody Jamieson and Out of Ice trying to call her Stonebridge Wizard. Stonebridge Wizard and Out of Ice. Stonebridge Wizard is going to win. Out of Ice was 2nd. Then Set Shot and Sterling Choice finished 4th, 152-4. Robert, the Battle of Waterloo, first elimination, lot of action.
We kind of said we're expecting to see some action. We saw action at the Battle of the Bells races, and we kick off with more action here in the Battle of Waterloo, first of 2 eliminations. And Stonebridge Wizard, was intent on having that lead. A lot of lead changes in the early stages, and he ends up on top. And then does face a challenge from Sensational first over, and I thought Out of Ice. I really thought that one might come slingshot off cover and maybe get around Stonebridge Wizard, but he dug in gamely and just kind of put up the invisible shield late to keep that one at bay. So that's a nice victory from Stonebridge Wizard, but no surprise, he's an odds-on favorite. He's been doing good things in all the starts of his career so far.
Actually, Out of Ice made quite a spirited move. Now, look, Stonebridge Wizard was sharp, but Out of Ice is one to watch for now. Quite a pretty solid effort.
Yeah, and I think the horse is progressing nicely, right? I mean, made a break in his lifetime debut in a gold event last time out. Did watch that replay a couple of times before this race, just because he was taking a lot of support, and he was kind of just hemmed in down the inside with nowhere to go in the late stages, 27-1 on the end of it. And then this time around, he spotted 2nd over. Great steer from Jody, and came on nicely there. So he's one that might be kind of peaking at the right time early on in his career to now go for the dough next week in the final. So he's definitely one to watch for. The other one too that kind of caught my eye in the stretch was Sterling Choice. Kind of trying to snake his way through late. And had a lot of late pace there, so he's one to keep an eye on. But when you get a trip like that, you're supposed to finish with some vigor.
Sterling Choice was my third choice, and James McDonald, tough post, but James gets that one at least into the final next week.
Yeah, exactly, right? So you just got to navigate your way to get to the final, and anything can happen at that point. So nice job by James to do that. And set shot, one that I thought's kind of raced, better than advertised, and his two starts coming into this makes the final as well. So again, I think we got one elimination to go, but we got some real talent on hand on both the Battle of Bells and Battle of Waterloo.
Back in front of us, the winner of the Battle of Waterloo, first elimination, and it is number 2, Stonebridge Wizard, a 2-year-old Danson Lube, gelding by David Cryway of Amherstburg, Ontario. Jared Baco's the trainer, and Doug McNair, the winning driver. Stonebridge Wizard, it's the third win in just 4 starts for Stonebridge Wizard, 152-4. The sixth race pouch to Stonebridge Wizard, 340, 240, and 220. 1 out of ice, 490, 320. 5 set shot, 340. $2 exactor, 1330. Dollar try, 23.45. Dollar super, 83.95. The sixth race, or finish from the top, 216-839-745. That's 216-839-745.
Stonebridge Wizard guts out a victory in the first of two eliminations for the Battle of Waterloo. Kicks off the late pick 5 as the favorite, but we saw that happen to start off the card uh, when we saw Prince Archie start off the card as the favorites in race number 1. And then we still saw a monstrous payout in that early pick 5. So might still see something like that again in the late pick 5. But either way, the late pick 4 starts right here in race number 7. And there's a ticket I've mapped out for this sequence. And this was the race I was kind of spreading out in. Now, I do like the 5, Willie Aroni. He's taking the money right now. But last time, after going some pretty solid fractions in the early stages, got tired late in the mile. Now drops back down to the spot where he was a dominant winner June 17th, and by all rights should be able to be more than competitive against this group. But I did spread out here, thinking maybe we can get a price down. I went 1, 2, 5, and 7 here in race number 7. Then we're going to go 2 by 2 by key to finish off that sequence. 3 and 6 in race number 8. That's 5th and 5 for Team Jameson, a horse that I thought raced pretty well in each of his lifetime starts, despite being 0 for 3 so far. But he does have 2 on the board finishes. His worst finish was a 4th, and that came last time in a gold. Also using the 6 All-Star Maniac. Was fond of this one in his lifetime debut. Kind of tough to handle on the engine. Faded back to 4th in the late stages, but did return back with a win by a neck, and does get J-Mac aboard for an encore performance. So I like that one's chances in race number 8. That's the second of the 2 eliminations for the Battle of Waterloo. Race 9, just a 3 and 6, Karad. Speed threat, that's kind of the angle with him. Maybe he can go out there and run them off their feet from a good post. And Mac Allen, a horse that 2 starts ago, I think may have won if he just doesn't make, 2 breaks. He ended up making 2 breaks in stride. If he only makes the first one, maybe he recovers for the victory because he was coming on strong before making a second miscue. And then last time out, did get to the lead in the middle stages at Mohawk Park, but faded out of it. But I think he's going to like his competition he faces tonight a little more than those. And I think he's in with a big chance in race number 9. And then race 10. Yep, Gary's right. I'm stuck on Pam. She's my best bet of the night. Even with the trailing post, going to go to loan with her. Maybe I'll add Peeler on a ticket or 2 on Gary's advice. It would only double the cost of my ticket to $6.40. But as the way you see it on the screen right now, just $3.20 for a 20-cent wager, single to Pam in the finale.
Rob,
get a look at Conley's ticket.
Rob, if you use the Pam, then you don't have to peel her because it didn't stick.
That's true. You got these so quickly, eh? And you could always put them together. Too sharp for me, Gary guy. But there's Conley's ticket. Race number 7, the 1 and 2, Cack and Morgan, Lottie Gaw. Again, those are 2 that I like in here. Willie Arwoni's a horse, though, that I get. If he ever comes out with his best, he could be really tough to catch in here. Race 8, the 1, 3, 4, and 6, going 2 more deep in that Battle of Waterloo, second elimination for Conley. It is kind of the more wide open, I think, of the 2. And then 1 and 4 in race number 9, T. Woodley and Amigo Mio. So it does not have the 2 I'm using, and I don't have the 2 he's using. So we both can't be winners, just like it was in the early one. And he just missed out on that early pick 5, by the way. He was alive to the last leg. Race 10, the 4, 5, and 9. Catch Some Sun, Peeler, and my Pam, who I'm sticking with in that finale. $9.60 for Conley's ticket.
You know what we could also mention, too, there's Conley's ticket. I'll finish that thought for you, $9.60. But so, now looking at track records for 2-year-olds, of course we didn't have these big level 2-year-olds just yet. So now we have serious track records, 52 and 4 for Stonebridge Wizard and 53 for Manhattan Ma'am. Those are some serious 2-year-old records. We'll see how they'll hold up.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, you know what, the finals. I mean, we're obviously hoping for, good weather for Industry Day, right? That's the first part of the equation. But we know this track's been lightning fast, right? So I'm looking forward to see what they bring in the finals. But no, we've seen some big miles now with these top-notch 2-year-olds here, and I'm excited for obviously Industry Day this year and what the future holds, right, for this 5/8 mile service. Because I think that with that bigger track configuration, we're going to continue to see these top-notch horses want to come and race here at the river. So, yeah, very excited about that. But 0 minutes is on the clock right now for race number 7. You're going to map out your winning wagers for this late pick 4. Takeout's always a low 15%. Gary and I'll be back in just a few moments to take a closer look at race number 7.
Field for the 7th race on parade. 1, Catkin Morgan. James McDonough for Roy Jeffries.
Going to 3.
Number 3 is Quick Fix. Travis Cullen for Kevin Botts. Number 4 is Give Me Carrot. Steve Houdon for Phil Houdon and Jen Lucier. Number 5 is Willie or Won't He? Doug McNair for Kyle Bostons and Phil McGuire. Number 6, Toscano Girl. Jay Harris for Caitlin Graham. And Caitlin trains and owns along with Cheryl Cherry. And number 7 is Esquire. Jason Ryan for Mark Goddard and Brandon Guerrera. And number 2 is Latiga. It's Louis Wa for Denny Julien. It's a field of 7. It's race number 7. Let's get a look at this field. And, well, right now the 1 and 5 are both, they were both co-favorites. But Catkin Morgan, your top one now, is getting the love with James McDonald, 3-2, Rob.
Yeah, I think he looks pretty sporty on the track right now too. Pretty sharp out there, right? Want to see him calm down a little bit though, because he is one that's prone to making breaks in stride. We certainly want to see him minding his manners tonight. Right now he's the favorite at 8-5. But last time I thought he was closing really up nicely to finish third in a race that was won by Zip Me Up. Now the problem with Catkin Morgan, he's 0 for 21 in his this season, he's only got 5 on the board finishes over that, so he's a bit camera shy. But he does have 13 lifetime victories with 128,000 made. So again, I thought that last time he was one to come back to post 8, got away 6, closed nicely to be third. Now he's got the pole position, but we know that that can be a tricky spot for horses that sometimes aren't sure on their feet. So I'm going to stick with him on top, but obviously the price is not right now at 3-2.
Number 5, Willie or Won't He? I threw this one on top, even though those last few lines, because, drops in class. And what did Willie or Won't He do the last time that he raced in a class similar to this one?
Well, he absolutely crushed. Willie did it last time he was in this class. He got to the lead in the middle stages, and it was all over. I mean, he opened up a big margin. It went 55 and 1. Since then, took on tougher, had excuses, I thought, both times in the 7 hole. And then last time out was used pretty hard in the early stages in the class above this. Faded back to 9th, got placed back up to 8th. But, you get Doug McNair in the bike tonight. And this is, no question, the class of the field with 52 lifetime wins and 471,000 made. It really just comes down to what version of him shows up tonight. But I think he's obviously with a big chance. 2 9 to 5 shots right now, though, Gary. My 2 top picks. There's nothing too sexy about that.
Well, Lady Gaga is a sexy 11-1. Problem is just one win on the year, but last race was at least better than the one before.
Yeah, she was coming forward in the late stages to fourth to Archimedes, and you kind of look at that, how that kind of matches up to the other division of this class last time. I think probably the tougher version of the class. And when you finish fourth, Archimedes, Ed Hensley was aboard that time. This time, Louis Philippe Waugh. And I just think that Lottie Gauze may be a speed threat in here. I mean, you don't see it in her recent efforts, but I've seen her do good things off the gate in the past, and maybe that's going to be the game plan from post 2. So 11-1's an overlay in my opinion, and I don't think that this is a race where there should be anyone really at that big of a price, because I kind of thought it was a wide open event, especially after you look past Katkin Morgan and Willie Roney.
I used Esquire for second. I know the last race wasn't great, but 2 races ago, no, look, Chulo just ran away and hit from the field, but Esquire raced at a level more closely aligned with this one and was second. And Esquire has just so much back class. Now, he might be getting a little old, though.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, so Willie Roney, they're both 11, right? And they're both very similar, right, in their career numbers. I mean, 52 wins versus 38, but he's got almost 420,000 made Esquire. So definitely, they're the 2 classes of the field. If you ever wanted to have the class edge exacta box, it would be Willie Roney and Esquire. And I think you can forgive him for his latest one, Gary, because he's always been a horse that kind of, if he doesn't get put into play kind of at some point in the opening half, he doesn't really do all that much, right? 6th in that one last time out of Georgian Downs. This is a softer spot, and maybe he gets activated earlier, but there is some speed to his inside. But I do think he merits respect in here. In 7-2, you could say that's a bit of an overlay. Not a 3-1. I'd say 3-1 is probably about the right price on him.
I threw Toscano Girl on the bottom of my ticket just because I gave a solid effort here last time. I did not finish it off, but I thought Toscano Girl at least belongs somewhere on the ticket.
She's capable of better. There's no doubt about it. I mean, last time, too, opened her lungs up on the engine. Maybe she comes back with a better performance tonight. The last quarter, 31-2, is what kind of scared me away. But I think that anything close to her best, she can be right there at the wire with these.
Well, Rob, the old guy went with the 2 old horses, Willie Ramonti and Esquire, but you, the young guy, went with Katkin Morgan on the inside at 3-1. It's Katkin Morgan and Lady Gaga on the inside. Quick Fix, Gimme Carrots, and Willie Ramonti in the center of the outside. Toscano Girl and Esquire. It's a field of 7. It's race number 7. Giddy up. And the field for race number 7 is all in position. There at the start of the rough, Willie or won't he? Will leave hard. Then Toscano Girl and Esquire. Latiga. Then it is Katkin Morgan and Give Me Carrots. Quick Fix is well back trailing the field. Willie or won't he grabs the early lead. Toscano Girl is now going to try to squeeze along to the inside, racing second and Latiga's third. Katkin Morgan mid-pack fourth, and then Give Me Carrots and Esquire. And Quick Fix is trailing the field. Willie or won't he dropped to 3-5 on the board and leads Toscano Girl as they come off the turn. And then it is Lady Gaga, Katkin Morgan as the field works their way on past us, and then Give Me Carrots is racing fifth, and then it is Esquire, and Quick Fix is back trailing 26-4, and Willie or won't he on fire early for Doug McNair. Willie or won't he has a lead of about 3 lengths right now. Toscano Girl is second, then racing third is Lady Gaga. Katkin Morgan still on the inside fourth, and now is angled slightly to the outside, but is about 5 or 6 off the lead of a sharp Willie or won't he. Then the trailing three are Give Me Carrots and Esquire, and Quick Fix, who definitely needs that. And now it is Katkin Morgan popping out. And Katkin Morgan now is driving quickly. Captain Morgan as Catkin Morgan on the outside wants to be Captain Morgan, and it is Catkin Morgan. Will he or won't he is racing second, and Give Me Carrots, Catkin Morgan, and Sammy Fillion leading, and now Give Me Carrots has moved up and taken over second. Will he or won't he is third, and Lady God's racing fourth, and Toscano Girl is fifth as the field turns for home, and on down the stretch drive they come, and Catkin Morgan captains the field on down the lane and has this one sewn up, and it is Catkin Morgan and James McDonald winning off stride at the finish with Gimme Carrots. Lady Gaga second, Gimme Carrots third, then Willie or Won't He and Quick Fix 155 and 2. Well, it was a bit of a Freudian slip there. Catkin Morgan, I called him Captain Morgan because, man, he wanted to come on and captain that field badly.
Yeah, he sure did. I mean, that was a nice win there. He looked really, fired up out there pre-race, and went out there and turned in a really nice performance. Right, James McDonald, he's driven on once before. I think finished second on that occasion. This time gets to the winner's circle. And Willie Irwoni, I mean, he does what he does best. Right, he got to the lead, had a pretty healthy margin to the opening half through hot fractions, but then he got tired again like he did last time. But there was no tiring Catkin Morgan. He wins by as much as he pleases, with James McDonald as a second choice, too, at 5-2.
I should mention we do have a few problems now. So the inquiry sound will go up pertaining to Catkin Morgan, and you did see kind of inside those pylons towards the top of the stretch, and then the inquiry also goes up to 4 Give Me Carrots, who, well, we see right there the reason why with Give Me Carrots is, the trot kind of got away on him as was running there right through to the finish.
Yeah, and Lottie Gaw ends up coming on for second past that one. And I thought, Lottie Gaw actually raced pretty well, all things considered as well. Just had an inside trip, kind of got hemmed in for a bit, and certainly had some trout on the end of her mile.
Yeah, and Willie Ramonti was good for about 6 furlongs.
Yeah, he was. He would have won a sprint, and you know what? He's been like that though, right? For a long time. I mean, a horse that's when he's on his game, he keeps on going, and when he's not, he usually gets pretty tired late. He sticks around for a chunk of it though, right? Gets fourth, so the bottom end of the superfecta, but got hammered down to 3-5 tonight. Just couldn't go with the likes of Catkin Morgan.
So the inquiries do pertain to Catkin Morgan and a possible pylon violation, as well as Give Me Carrots. We saw off stride in the deep stretch. It's a 1-2-4-5, a top 4. There's a look at the winner, the unofficial winner of the 7th race, one Catkin Morgan Chestnut, 7-year-old Guccio gelding, on to train by Roy Jeffries. The drive to James McDonald. First for the year for Catkin Morgan, 14th lifetime. 155 and 2. Fans, now pertaining to number 4, Give Me Carrots, the judges ruling no violations of the braking regulations on the 4. And we are looking now at the pylons with 1, Catkin Morgan, and the judges ruling that Catkin Morgan, when inside of 2 consecutive pylons, and only 2, was not lapped on at the finish, therefore will stand as the winner. The 7th race payouts: 1, Catkin Morgan, 780, 440, 350. 2, Lady Gaw, 840 and 510. And 4, Give Me Carrots, 450. $2 exactor, 50.80. Dollar try, $68. Dollar super, 171.05. Seventh race, or finish from the top. 1, 2, 5, 3, 4, 7, 6. That's 1, 2, 5, 3, 4, 7, 6 on the bottom. Field for the Battle of Waterloo, second elimination. On parade one, Tito and Cheddar. Louis Bois for Murray Brather. The owner's Hunt Racing. Number 2 is Time Passer. It's Travis Henry for Dave Minari and Minari Racing, and Mike Aurelio and William Hart and Scott Dillon. Number 3 is Fifth and Five. It's Jody Jamieson for Carl Jamieson and Trevor Edwards. Number 4 is Tip of Time. Sylvan Filion for Dr. Ian Moore and Lindsay Jane Whalen and RG McGroup Limited and Stephen Alden. Stephen Alden O'Brien and Sean McIsaac. 5 is Parlay King Doug McNair. Drives for Greg McNair and CE Lauren Stable and James Batter. Number 6 is All-Star Maniac. James McDonough for Nicolucci and Miller Farms. Number 7, Connor B. Brett McDonough for James Dean and Trailer Park Guys. Number 8 is Wicked West and Jason Ryan for John Pentland and Aaron Waxman and Alan Alber. 9 is Blue Bar. Travis Cullen for Jody Cullen. It's a field of 9 for race number 8. Let's get a look at this field. And, well, we'll start with number 6, All-Star Maniac, James McDonald, Nick Gallucci, Strong Connections. And All-Star Maniac is coming in off of a maiden win, but also did race credibly, Rob, in that gold July the 5th.
Yeah, he did. Now, the thing is that win, the most recent line there, that victory by a neck, he was kind of in hand, I thought. Like, he had to work hard for the win in the sense he was first over, but he really wasn't under a tremendous amount of urging to the wire. 26-4 on the end of it, smoked home. I thought it was a real nice win for non-winners of one class. And the time before that, Louis Waugh was aboard, and it looked like he kind of just got away from him on the engine. You know, it was a horse that was hard to rein in, and maybe that hurt his chances going really big fractions in the early stages. Qualifiers were both fantastic, in my opinion, and you get James now aboard for non-performance, and that's why I went to him, and I think obviously the price right now could lock it in. I'd be more than happy to take it at 7-2.
Number 3, Fifth and Five, does flash some gate speed. You see a 26-3 opening quarter, and Fifth and Five, Jody Jameson. There you see that one scoring down right now.
Yeah, and we know the Jamesons come to play at Grand River, and especially for the Battle of Waterloo. And we see a nice score down from Fifth and Five. I mean, this is a serious score down right now from Jody, and this 2-year-old son of Better's Delight looks fantastic out there too. And it's interesting, you know, he's 0 for 3 in his career, but I thought he's raced well in every single one of those efforts. Second to Power Code, who's had success since then in the New Jersey Sire Stakes. That was in his lifetime debut. Then a good third to Stonebridge Wizard, July the 5th, and a gold. And then last time didn't miss by much, just over a length away from Century Lucifer and a gold. And it looks really good on the track right now. So I'd say that, you know, he's deserving of favoritism, and would not be surprised if he won it all. Right now, the two that I like are both going off of 5-2, or you know, Gary. And again, I think of the two to beat, but I did think this was more the wide open division of these eliminations.
Number 9, Blue Bar, is interesting because romped in the grassroots, and actually that last mile of 52-3 compares with the golds, but also has to deal with the trailer post.
Yeah, that was kind of, you know, there's multiple things for me that kind of made me put him down to the third spot. It was trailer post was the biggest, and then also the transition, right, grassroots to gold. Now we saw in the opening dash tonight, or the first elimination for the Battle of the Bells tonight in race number 2, we saw Manhattan Mayhem kind of make that transition, right, grassroots right to her elimination and go to winner. It's just, you know, for me, I think there's some real tough horses in here. Fifth and Five and All-Star Maniac, Nose on Gate. They've got gold experience, and this one doesn't. But the wins were easy in the grassroots, and 52-3 last time out. So if Travis Cullen can navigate the right kind of trip, Blue Bar can be right there. And the price is actually more than I thought. I thought based on time alone, we'd see more support come in this one's direction.
Number 4, Tip of Time, did race very strongly in a grassroots and also moves up. It is Dr. Ian Moore.
Yeah, the solid connections for Tip of Time, and the win last time was pretty easy, 54-2 in the grassroots, and before that only missed by a small margin to Tito and Cheddar. And it was between him and Tito and Cheddar for the fourth spot for me. Hard to separate the two of them, and they were hard to separate actually at the wire July the 8th. So I went with Tip of Time. Again, like the connections, he moves out a few spots off the rail this time around here at the river. Good starting spot, post 4, and I think we'll probably hear from him in the early stages.
I want you to squeeze in a thought on Two Time Passer because the first gold effort was pretty good. The last one, not so much.
Yeah, you can give him a pass though for that right dreaded 10 hole at Mohawk Park. You get away ninth off the gate, 153 to 1. Ends up getting beaten by a wide margin. Time Passer's one that, I looked at maybe for the fourth spot, but I couldn't get past Tip of Time or Tito and Cheddar for those spots. Time Passer, though, one that you can throw on the bottom of the try and super. 30 to 1 on the board can certainly spice things up.
I threw him in for third, so 30 to 1 would be nice. It's Tito and Cheddar. Time Passer, 5th and 5 on the inside. Tip of Time, Parlay King on the outside, All-Star Maniac, and Connor B. and Wicked Weston. And the second tier, Blue Bar, Field of 9, Race 8, Battle of Waterloo. Second, elimination. And the field for the 8th race is at the start and the rough, and Wicked Weston from the outside. Tip of Time went off stride. Tito and Cheddar now to the inside. Wicked Weston, then 5th and 5 is racing third as the field works their way on around the turn, and then position to 4th right now is Blue Bar, who got out well from the second tier. Then it is back to Time Passer, who is 5th, and All-Star Maniac 6th, and then it is Connor B. and Parlay King, and Tip of Time is trailing the field. Wicked Weston at 70 to 1 has the lead. But now here comes 5th and 5 moving up on the outside. And 5th and 5 wants to grab the lead from Wicked Weston and is able to clear to the front. Wicked Weston. Now Tito and Cheddar is up and driving quickly first over. And then it is Blue Bar and Time Passer who's racing 5th. And 6th is All-Star Maniac. Then a gap of 4 or 5. And it's back to Connor B. Then Tip of Time. And back trailing the field is Parlay King. And now on to take a slim lead as they race their way into the backstretch as Tito and Cheddar, but fighting back to the inside is 5th and 5. 55 and 2 halftime off that 27 and 1 opening quarter. And it is 5th and 5 on the inside. Tito and Cheddar to the outside. And then racing third. Wicked West in long shot is still hanging around. And Blue Bar to the outside is spotted second over. All-Star Maniac is racing 5th and getting a little closer in Time Passer. On the inside, 6th, and then 7th is Tip of Time, and 8th is Connor P. It is 5th and 5, and Jody Jameson with a front. And now Tito and Cheddar might have flattened out a little bit, and 5th and 5 is getting away. Blue Bar is surging up on the outside. Now Tito and Cheddar on the insides, about 2 off the lead on down the stretch drive, and Wicked West and still in hunt and All-Star Maniac, but it is 5th and 5 who's pouring it on. All-Star Maniac now comes on late to pick up second. Then it is Blue Bar, and then Tito and Cheddar and Tip of Time. 51 and 4, a new track record, and 5th and 5. Rob was romping down the stretch drive.
Yeah, he sure was. You know what? He looked so good on the track, scoring down. Team Jameson, we know they bring their best, right, for the Battle of Waterloo, and this one, like I said beforehand, I thought had raced well in each of his efforts, and even John Rallis actually put out a post on X before the race and said that 5th and 5 was his top call in this elimination. Similar idea too, right? Never a bad effort in his 3 career efforts. And again, today you see Jody kind of just with tight lines of the wire here. Now, I thought All-Star Maniac raced really well, all things considered, but take nothing away from the winner. I mean, he was incredible, and 51 and 4 monster mile for 5th and 5.
And I should mention the inquiry sign goes up pertaining at the start. Tip of Time and Parlay King. Something happened there. They're looking to get that start. Tip of Time did come on to finish 5th, but right now we have a new track record, 51 and 4 for a 2-year-old. They get over this track, Rob.
Yeah, I know, and you know what? He looked like a freight train scoring down. We were kind of marveling at it, right, Gary? And then Jody meant business. I mean, he had Tito and Cheddar kind of go on the attack at him right away. Once he made the lead, and you knew he wasn't going to be releasing one at that point. I mean, the horse looked so good out there, and a much the best winner. But All-Star Maniac, this is a horse that I love qualifying, and obviously didn't have much success in his lifetime debut when he faded back to 4th in that gold. but he had some trouble off the gate. It looked like he put some steps in. Ended up, having to close nicely to be second. But I thought it was a remarkable effort there too. So again, I think we're going to be in store for really nice finals in both the Battle of the Bells and the Battle of Waterloo. And fifth and five certainly leads the way now as a track record holder.
And a good effort by Travis Cullen. You get the trailer post and blue bar, but he gets him onto the ticket and into the final.
Yeah, tough place to start from, and a good effort from Blue Bar to be third there. And Tito and Cheddar as well. Getting into the final as well. So again, like I said, I think all the right horses have made it to the big dance, and we're going to see some fireworks.
Back in front of us, the winner of race number 8, the Battle of Waterloo second elimination. It's number 3, fifth, and 5. A 2-year-old Bettor's Delight Brown Colt, owned by Carl Jamieson and Trevor Edwards. Carl Jamieson's the trainer. Jody Jamieson, the winning driver. First win for fifth and 5. A Grand River Raceway track record for a 2-year-old pacing colt, 151 and 4. Fans, note as it pertains to the inquiry, note the judge's ruling that number 5 Parlay King did interfere with 4 tip of time before the start, and 4 tip of time judged to have not received a fair start. Tip of time did finish 5th, but will be a refund determined to have not received a fair start. Eighth race, payout 3. Fifth and 5, 460, 240, and 210. Six All-Star Maniac, $3, 230. Nine Blue Bar, 250. $2 Exander, 1280. Dollar Try, 2125. Dollar Super, 3825. Eighth race order of finish from the top, 471 592 863. That's 471 5 refund 92863 in the bottom.
Exceptional stallions, including Beach Glass, the last great son of legendary sire of sires, Some Beach Somewhere. Also new in 2024, Lawless Shadow, an O'Brien Award winner for 2-year-old pacing colts and geldings. Double millionaire betting line, sire of 5 winners of over $400,000. Mick Wicked, the richest pacing stallion in harness racing history, and Hall of Fame inductee. Trixton, sire of 6 who have earned over $500,000, including O'Brien Award winner Evident Beauty. Also standing Archangel, Better Than Cheddar, Better's Delight, and My MVP. For more information, winbackfarm.com.
Field for the 9th race on parade. 1T Woodley, Jay Harris for Joe Squires and Triple S Equine. Number 2 is Malone, Jason Ryan for Mark Goddard and Howard Kaufman of Bryn Mawr, Joshua Kaufman. And number 3 is GRR. It's Ryan DeRoche, driving and training and owning. Number 4 is Amigo Mio, Travis Henry for Mary Ratchford and Wade and Philip Toussaint. Five is Red Overbach, Jody Jameson for Courtney Bishop and Rock One Stable. Number 6 is McCullen. It is Travis Cullen for Timothy Cherwego and Gary Green. And number 7 is 7 Iron, James McDonald for Rick Ziron and Stacy Smith Robinson. Field of 7, race number 9. Let's get a look at this field, starting off the daily double. Number 6, McCullen. Travis Cullen with the drive, and one that was leading until he turned for home last time out at Mohawk.
Yeah, against a pretty solid group, bottom condition class on that occasion, Gary, and faded back to 6th at 18-1. But that last start here, I mean, if you remember, made that break and stride at the gate, kind of like he was out of contention, and then was making a big move, big recovery. Looked like he was going to be able to right back in the thick of it. Made a second miscue and blew up at 25 cents to the dollar. So now gets another chance in this class. And it looks good on the track right now. And it comes down to, obviously, he's got to mind his manners this time around here at the river. But I still think, certainly, one of the ones that's got some serious back class to rely on. You pick up Travis Cullen, and I think the price is right now. I thought he might get bet down to favoritism, based on what he could have done in that effort if he didn't make that second miscue. 5-2 is not a bad number. If that holds up, maybe worth a win ticket.
Yeah, we both use this one on top. Your second one is number 3, Cora, and Ryan DeRoche, and this is one also that, looked good at Hanover 2 races ago, and then the last race, not much to look at.
No, because he's a horse that to me is speed dependent, right? He needs to get forwardly placed in order to have a chance, and that's what he did. He got away third 2 starts ago from the 7 hole at Hanover, ended up being first up, and did get a victory on that occasion. But I'm looking for more of an effort like there was on June 1st at that oval, where it went to the lead from post 4 and just kept on trucking. That was against probably a softer group that time around, but I think if he can ever leave out of there and at worst get a 2-hole trip, then he's in with a chance, and he's 10-1 on the board. I figure he'd get overlooked on the odds board, but his tactical speed, I think, can be a real asset over this service.
T. Woodley, my second choice, I think is a real nice value play. I saw him July the 7th at Georgian Downs go to the front and do all the heavy lifting before just getting picked up late, and then raced here last time out, but did kind of fade badly at the finish. But I thought down in class now could be dangerous.
Yeah, tougher group last time. Plus, the fractions were pretty legit, right? 27-1, 56-4. I mean, every right to get tired late, and more. I guess this competition is more in line with what you saw at Georgian Downs July 7th, where he only got beat 3/4 of a length. So pole position, we know that it's a successful starting spot here at the river, and I'm thinking that we're going to likely see him be in the mix throughout. 8-1, not a bad number on the board on T. Woodley, who I think is in with a big chance.
You took Red Overbach last time out and finished second, beaten a neck. Now you use this one as your 4th choice. Are you pouting about it? Is that what it is?
Yeah, probably a little bit. The thing is first of all, big time Robert off angle. And there's something that actually is kind of a big angle. Well, there's a few, obviously, ran Red Overbach. Firstly, last time kind of got trapped in the inside. We know the passing lane's a tough spot to come up the inside of, and that's what he tried to do, and he only missed by a neck. So, I mean, I think the tactics will likely be different this time around. Second start back on a regular rotation. And you know what? The one thing that I probably didn't put enough stock in is getting reunited with Jody Jameson. 5 of his 9 career victories came with Jody aboard. And remember, this horse is one that kicked off his career with very early on winning in the grassroots and at the gold level, both with Jody. So I probably didn't put enough stock into that. He's bet down to 4-5. I still think that's an overbet. But, he's obviously one that you have to be mindful of.
You know, one that I think I could be mindful of in here is number 2, Malone, because now gets a better post, had the trailer post in each of the last couple. You see this one in a class tougher than this one in June, almost wire the field up there.
Yeah, you know what, nose back on gate, and I mean, even more importantly, too, even the third start back is post 10 at Mohawk Park, then a couple of 9 holes. You're right. Now you get the inside draw, nose on gate, and he's done good things when he can get forwardly placed. So I don't know. There's quite a few in here that have some early foot. We'll be interested to see how it shakes out in the first turn.
Well, no value on Red Overbach, so it's okay. 4-5 that you've passed on Red Overbach. We both went to McCollin as right now 5-2, a little better price. It's T. Woodley, Malone on the inside, Kara, Amigo Mio, and Red Overbach into the outside, McCollin, and 7-iron. Field of 7, the 9th dash on a Monday night. A marvelous Monday night. It's post time. Giddy up. Field is at the start and the route. And it is McCollin who is going to leave out quickly. Amigo Mio. Red Overbach is third. Then T. Woodley and Malone. Then Cora and 7-irons back trailing the field. But it is McCollin who gets the first call as they race on around the turn. Red Overbach is right now racing along in second. Amigo Mio is third. T. Woodley, then Malone and Cora and 7-irons trailing the field. And it is McCollin 3-5 with the lead as they race the way off the turn. Red Overbach is right there stalking from the pocket. And Amigo Mio is third as they race on past us, and T. Woodley mid-pack fourth in front of Malone. Then it is back to Kara and 7-iron, 27 the opening quarter, and they head their way on up towards the half, and working away on that lead, McCollin and Travis Cullen leading as they work their way on past the half, and Red Overbach is enjoying the view in the pocket, and then Amigo Mio. And now Malone is making up ground to the outside and is coming on, has taken a share of third, now third alone, and is only 3 lengths off the lead, 56 in 1/2 time, and McCollin is starting to sprint away a bit, leads by about 2.5 lengths over Red Overbach. Then Amigo Mio reclaims third, Malone is fourth, T. Woodley fifth, and then Kara and 7-iron, but McCollin is just striding away on the field and pouring it on. 3/4, 124-1, and McCollin is driving towards the top of the stretch, and McCollin is showing his heels to the field. It is Red Overbach second, Amigo Mio is third, and then Malone and T. Woodley, but McCollin on down the stretch drive, romping to victory to take it. Red Overbach is second, Amigo Mio third, and then fourth is between T. Woodley and Malone. 52-3. McCollin got the lead and caught fire and just kept on going. What a romping victory.
Yeah, absolutely much the best, Gary. And you know what? We saw that late money come for him, right? Got bet all the way down to 3-5. And no surprise there because, I mean, if you watch that race last time here at the River, I mean, even with that initial break in stride, it looked like he was going to actually make a recovery and possibly win before making that second miscue. This time around, went right to the front off the gates from post 6, and there was no mistakes tonight for him at all. Much the best winner, just cruising to the wire, and wow, 52-3, monster mile.
And I'm just checking the track record. So that's a trotting track record for well, it is the overall track record for trotters, 52-3.
Yeah, good mark too to put on this surface, right? I mean, that's a big mile for trotters, big mile anywhere for trotters. So a horse that we kind of knew wasn't going to get shut out much longer, as long as he could stay on his gate. Over 17 coming into this year, but all kinds of back class and now post that victory and the current track record holder here at the River.
Yeah, and a Red Overbach was good, but just no tracking down this one.
No, I mean, he raced great, all things considered. I mean, the thing is, for this class, typically that effort that he puts forth is going to go out and win it pretty easy, right, for Red Overbach. But it just ran into a monster. It's 52-3 on the trotting side for a bottom condition class. That's pretty much unheard of.
Yeah, the track record before that was Timel Riggs, which is a much greater trotter at 54-2. It's a 6-5-4-1 top 4, and McCollin is the winner of the 9th race. 8-year-old credit winner by gelding by Gary Green and Timothy Cherwego. Timothy Cherwego is the trainer. Travis Cullen, the winning driver. First win on the year. McCollin, 152 and 3. Ninth race payouts, number 6, McCollin, 350, 240, and 270. 5, Red Overbach, 360, 284. Amigo Mio, $3. $2 exact for 1140. Dollar try, 1440. Dollar super, 43.90. Would Greg Blanchard please call extension 228? Greg Blanchard, please call 228. The ninth race order finish 4573216. That's 4573216 on the bottom. Field 4, race number 10 is on parade. 1 is Pink G, Garrett Rooney for Chris Hill. Number 2 is First Cast, Travis Culliford, David Holiday, and Ben Holiday. Number 3 is Suntan City, Travis Henry for Francis Dumichel. Number 4 is Catch Some Sun, James McDonald for Jeff Williams and Bob Macintosh and Al Macintosh. 5 is Peeler, Jody Jameson for Jeff Williams and Al Macintosh and Frank Baldancino. Number 6, Stag Royal, Jay Harris for Ken Skinner. Number 7 is Cheese Party, Brett McDonough for Kyle Bostons. Number 8 is Jules Diamond Eyes, Ryan DeRoche for Lori LePage and Rebecca Williamson. And number 9 is Pam, Jason Ryan for James Dean and Wilma and James McKenzie. Let's get a look at this field, and we'll start with number 9, Pam. And, well, 3 to 1 on the board, and I imagine at that price you're definitely stuck on Pam.
Yeah, I definitely am. I'm not sure we see that come post time though, Gary, because I thought she raced remarkably well last time. She got away 8th off the gate, and then ended up making a break in stride. Didn't really cost her all that much ground, the break in stride. She was already near the back of the bus, and then she came on like gangbusters late though to be second. Only missed by 3/4 of a length to Raz and Jazz, who I'm very fond of. So yeah, if we get that kind of a price, 3 to 1, I'd be happy. But I think it's 7 to 2 now. But I still think we might see lower than that come post time, even with that trailing post.
And then number 3, Suntan City, 7 to 1 on the board. Made a break at the start last time up, but that's the only XSE on the dance card.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it was just 1 for 16 this year, but it's got those 5 third-place finishes, 6 on-the-board finishes total. And I think, if you go back down to those lines, early July, late June, finishing third in that in-between numbers, the 1 numbers 2 class at Mohawk Park, numbers of 15,000 life. Pretty good efforts there. And I think that, she's got an excuse in each of her last 2. So good draw for Suntan City in this spot, and one that can get forwardly placed off the gate. We know that can lead to good things here at the river. I think we're going to see that price probably trickle down come post time. But one I think you have to use underneath the exotics.
Number 5, Peeler, is the one I used on top, and I just think she is going to be the one in here. That's the naked truth. But look, go ahead, flesh out your reasons for not taking this one on top.
Well, it's just because she's usually gives herself a lot of work to do, right, Peeler? And she's just won for 25 in her career. She does have some on-the-board finishes, obviously, 5 in total. For me, again, I know she's got trailing post in each of her last 2, but she doesn't really have a lot of tactical speed. Now, maybe Jody can summon some of that out of her tonight to get away better, but usually she leaves herself with a lot of work to do. And if that's the case again, she might be in some trouble. But having said that, Pam's kind of in a similar situation. So I almost need Peeler to have a chance for Pam to have a chance, especially with that one having to start with the second tier. So it's interesting that we have 2 horses taking support right now that typically aren't really near the front in the early stages, which we know is the place to be here at the river.
Another one that fits the profile, Catch Some Sun. Look at that last race here. From way out of it, almost got there.
Yeah, that was non-winners of 1. This is now obviously 7 non-winners of 2, but only missed by a head to Angry Angel, one that I was fond of on that occasion. Now back-to-back 7 holes, got away 8th. Moving in now to post 4, you pick up J-Mac in the bike. And, I mean, I think that's why we're seeing this one take support right now to 8 to 1. And, obviously still a maiden, but she's been knocking at the door as of late. you get the top driver in the country down tonight in a decent post, and obviously there's going to be some people getting behind her. But I think Catch Some Sun is one that you have to use somewhere on the ticket.
And number 7, She's Party, Brett McDonald. Well, tougher post assignment, but look, last time out raced from off the pace anyway.
Yeah, I don't know if it was intentional. I mean, she kind of just didn't get off the car from the pole position. Ended up 7th off the gate. Don't think that was the game plan as the odds-on favorite. Really put herself in a pickle against Distant Lover, who's really good on the front end. But she did recover nicely to finish second on the end of that mile. So if she can build on that, I mean, she's in with a chance, right? And she's also the champion last year of the Battle of the Bells. So certainly would be a timely victory for her if she was to get the job done.
Field of 9 for the 10th race. Rob, check your email. I just sent you the list of the fields for the Battle of the Bells and the Battle of Waterloo. Maybe we can squeeze in a quick comment after this race. But right now they're moving in behind the gate. It is a field of 9. I went with 5 Peeler, and you're stuck on 9 Pam, who's 3-1 as Peeler is 8-5. Field for the 10th dash. In the backstretch, gathering speed. And they're at the start, and they're off. And it is Stag Royal who is going to drive out quickly. And Peeler. Peeler and Stag Royal and Pink G on the inside. Suntan City. And then She's Party and Catch Some Sun. And Peeler went to work early. Stag Royal is second. Pink G is third. Suntan City, She's Party. Then it is back to Catch Some Sun. And Pam is back there racing position to 7th. And then it is back further to first cast as they race off the turn. But Peeler and Jody Jamison comes right out and was able to streak to the lead and is in front of Stag Royal. Then it is Pink G, and now up and driving to the outside is Suntan City, and She's Party and Catch Some Sun is racing 6th in front of First Cast, and then further on around the turn they go. And on the inside is Jules Diamond Eyes and Catch Some Sun. Rather on the outside, that is First Cast who's racing last, but it is Peeler. Even money in the board. Peeler, Suntan City now is moving up against Peeler, and Stag Royal to the inside is racing 3rd. She's Party is 4th, Pink G 5th to the inside. Then Catch Some Sun, and off-stride Pam now is out of things, and also with the break is Catch Some Sun, and Peeler now is trying to hold off Suntan City. It is Peeler continuing on, and Peeler, Suntan City, Stag Royal, and She's Party and Pink G, and the field reaches the 3/4, 124 and 2 off that half of 56 and 4, and it is Peeler and Suntan City and Stag Royal on down the stretch drive, and Peeler is flashing out the lead and is going to come home streaking at the finish. It is Peeler, Stag Royal, then Pink G and Suntan City and She's Party. 152 and 3. Peeler, Rob.
Yeah, they're letting it up tonight here at the River, no doubt about it. 152 and 3. You said it. You thought this horse might make me regret not going in her direction, Gary. And wow, do I ever? I mean, Jody Jamison. We talk about this horse not really showing much early foot. Well, I guess he can create early speed because he got her right to the lead tonight, and she was much the best winner in here. Peeler finishes off the card, and a Bob Macintosh horse to boot, right? Just kind of fitting that tonight that we see one of his win the finale.
That is absolutely certain, and clearly was the best. And look, I didn't know that Peeler was going to race like that, but certainly did look good coming home last time out. But that was a different kind of performance tonight.
Oh, it definitely was. And you know what? I'm sure some added motivation, too, for Jody to, get her into the race early, in this particular race here. And, the first time Jody's usually something, I jump on and I use for third. But you're right. I mean, I didn't see that effort coming. I mean, we knew she closed nicely last time, but boy, didn't know she had those kind of gears on the engine. But leave it to Jody Jamison to get her to go to a monster mile today and get her second career victory and shave some time off her lifetime mark as well.
Yeah, and then of course Pam wasn't able to stick because it made a break in stride. So Pam, the pan got too hot.
Yeah, definitely did. Yeah, she made a break last time, made another break tonight, and probably a mistake by me to actually go in her direction off a break, especially from the second tier.
Well, I mean, look, you were stuck on Pam. That's all there was to it.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
Did you get that email? I'm curious.
Yes, I got the email. I'm looking at it right now, and,
Do you
and,
want do
and
you want to
with
stick
those
around
draws,
after the prices? Well, what's your first reaction? Well, we just have a second, and then stick around after the right after Jody's in the winner's circle.
we can wait. We can wait for it. And they'll talk after the winner's circle. Then that's cool. Look at this though. High five ticket. We always talk about it. Favorite wins it. You need some price underneath. How about that? Stag Royal and Pink G, both over 30 to 1, second and third. Suntan City obviously took some support, finishes fourth. But Gary, this will be a nice high five ticket.
Well, Peeler and Stag should come in together. 5-6-1-3-7, the top five, and back in front of us, Jody Jamieson was flying tonight. Peeler, 3-year-old Better is Delight Bay filly, owned by Bob Macintosh Stables, Al Macintosh, Frank Baldancino. Bob Macintosh, or rather Jeff Williams now the trainer. Jody Jamieson is the winning driver. And Peeler, it's the first win this year, his second lifetime, and a nod to Robert Macintosh. Great Hall of Fame trainer. And, of course, all of our thoughts with Robert. And there is Jody Jamieson to Robert Macintosh. Class move, Jody. Let's take a look. Do you have a second here? Look at this Battle of the Bells. Manhattan Mayhem, who scored Robert in that first one, already draws the inside. Now, the one thing, the post position's not quite as crucial.
Yeah, I mean, not like past years, right? I mean, more of an even playing field, obviously, with the 5/8 of a mile surface, and we saw some horses be able to get the job done from posts that we might not expect to see that, in previous years, eliminations. But quick look at that Battle of the Bells. Perfectly chic. I thought race tremendous first over, and the 4 hole should suit that one just fine, right? Because you just want to be able to get away off the gate and make a move in the middle stages. I think with her, interesting to see who Bob McClure takes, but he's got a couple of good ones. Obviously, and Manhattan Mayhem gets that pole position. I mean, I'd still rather have that spot than not. But like you said, it is certainly doesn't matter as much as I get used to.
I'll read them out for the Battle of the Bells. Manhattan Mayhem 1, 2, 1 for my baby. 3 is Millie May Hanover. 4 is Perfectly Chic. 5 is Wicked and Single. 6 is Famous Fast Word. 7, Wicked Pace. Tough post draw. 8, Saddlebags, even tougher. And 9, It Had to Be You. And we'll quickly squeeze in before the prices the Battle of Waterloo. Sterling Choice on the inside. Then 5th and 5 draws post 2. 3 is Set Shot. 4, Tito and Cheddar. 5, Stonebridge Wizard. 6, All-Star Maniac. 7 is Blue Bar. Trailer post now post 7, 8 Out of Ice, and 9 Boyd Baby. I'll get to the prices in a second, but just your thought on the Battle of Waterloo draw as well.
Well, just again, initial thought without doing the homework and all that stuff. 5th and 5, post 2. I mean, we saw that one race tremendously well tonight, and I think he's one that's just getting better with every start. So with that draw, he's going to be tough to beat, and might be able to even lower that mark that he set tonight, Gary. Obviously, Stonebridge Wizard comes into it, have a gutsy effort, but post 5, I mean, you're giving up a pretty big advantage to 5th and 5, and I think that one's bound for bigger and better things going forward.
Should mention, though, that Stonebridge Wizard, leaving from post 5, post 5 has the second most wins here on the pace at this track. So down the center of the track, not that bad.
No, not a bad spot at all. All-Star Maniac, too. I mean, he's might be an opportunistic type, right? Be able to race off cover. He did pretty well doing that tonight, but we'll have to kind of keep it between the years. I saw him get a little bit unruly at times in that mile this evening.
Well, enjoy your next couple days. We'll talk to you on Wednesday. There's the prices for race number 10, 5 Peeler, $4, $3.10, $3.20, 6 Stag Royal, 24 at 10, 11.80, and 1 Pink G850. The dollar pick 3, 21.55. The dollar pick 4, 70.15. Dollar pick 5, 139.80. 20-cent high 5, 1488.22. That $2 exactor was 73.80. The dollar try, 266.45. And the double, $9.10. 20-cent pick 3. Well, how about the dollar pick 3, 21.55. Those are the prices for the 10th. The 10th race order finish from the top down is a 384-912-576. That's 384-912-576 on the bottom. Fans, once again, I'm going to read the post position draws for the Battle of the Bells and the Battle of Waterloo. The draw for next Monday with a post time of 12:30. The Battle of the Bells. 1 is Manhattan Mayhem. 2, One for My Baby. 3 is Millie May Hanover. 4, Perfectly Chic. 5, Wicked and Single. 6 is Famous Fast Words. 7, Wicked Pace. 8 is Saddlebags. And 9, It Had to Be You. And then for the $245,000 Battle of Waterloo post position draw for next Monday, 1 Sterling Choice. 2 is Fifth and 5. 3 is Set Shot. 4 is Tito and Cheddar. 5, Stonebridge Wizard. 6 is All-Star Maniac. 7 is Blue Bar. 8 is Out of Ice. And 9 is Boyd Bay. Those are the Battle of the Bells and the Battle of Waterloo post position draw for next Monday afternoon. Note that post time again, 12:30. But of course, before that, we have racing action here on Wednesday evening. Our first race is 6:30 p.m. Buenas noches, amigos. Good night, everybody. Good night, Casey.
Good night, Gary.